Tonight isn't about rumors. It's not about hate. And it's definitely not about tearing anybody down. This episode is about something much simpler, and honestly, much more uncomfortable. In an era where everybody online claims mastery, claims wealth, claims authority, we decided to ask one basic question. What can actually be verified? Because when you position yourself as a model for other people's lives, when you sell guidance, discipline, and direction, your story matters. Not the version built for thumbnails, not the version built for applause, the version that holds up when you line it up against public records. So tonight, Fearless and I aren't here to speculate. We're not here to insult. We're not here to assume. We're here to separate claims from receipts, business narratives from documented reality, vibes from verifiable facts. And if everything lines up, we'll say that. If it doesn't, we'll say that too. No emotion, no agenda, no shortcuts. This is Hit and Run. Let's get.
Today we're going to try to separate fact from fiction. Now, as you know, Ronan, I don't have that video. It's just spinning. So you need to play that video for me so I can get control. I want to bring some things that I've seen. I used to be a bag chaser with Anton.
Oh man, stop it.
Am I getting the schizophrenic gangster, or am I getting the 6 student? Which one am I getting today? Or am I getting the nigga that loves his wife?
Down because can't see it. It ain't there.
And that's a Christian man first, not black.
Yep.
But now you pray for you black people. Shut your
I just can't even picture myself ever being locked up.
That's good. That's good.
I will do anything to stay out of prison. Like I won't steal, kill, destroy, nothing.
That's good.
I knew from a very early age that I'm not built for
Ain't
that.
nothing there.
I would have.
We're rolling, okay? Nothing spinning on there.
Hold on, I can see it. How come you can't see it? It's sitting here on the side of us.
Yeah, but it's just spinning on my end. I don't see anything. It's just spinning. I just see a spin.
All right, how about I take it down and then you reload it up? Yeah. And then I'm going to back out as soon as it comes up and you can see it.
All right.
Good morning. Good evening, everybody.
He's struggle streaming. You can see.
Yep. Me? Come on, brother. Come on. You saw how smooth mine went off.
I know, but I don't control that. You control it.
No, mine was all pre-recorded. You know what I'm saying? I just ran the video.
Yeah, mine pre-recorded too. You just stand how to bring it up. Don't blame me. The technology.
Next time I just have to load it. You have to send it to me. Salute, Paul Miner. You sent it?
Playing it? And you?
No, you ain't sent it to me. You gotta, bro. You gotta hit the share video. Go to the.
I had already sent it to you, so you don't have it once it's sent.
No, I took it down. No, you didn't share it. You just shared the video to me. So go to video like you were gonna do, local video.
I got you.
There you go. Now I can see it and go ahead and load it.
All right.
And once you say you can see it, I'm gonna back out. Can you see it?
I can see it.
All right, I'm backing out.
Oh,
see it.
Goodness gracious. Now I did a reaction of Anton Daniels some time ago, and I'm going to play throughout this a lot of the reactions that we went through. And the reason is, at one time I was a bag chaser. I was chasing that bag with it. And he said some things that were so outlandish to me, that went such against what I believe in. That's like, man, this dude is maybe like the devil, pure evil. We want to start this off. One of them was when he was with Mr. 50. This is just going to be an intro. So let's see the two faces of Anton Daniels, Who is he really? Let's find out tonight. Yeah, we got no sound on there. God, dog. Well, I tell you, my people, man, my people be killing me, man. I don't understand the technology. There's no sound. It actually says the host muted your local video. Oh, man. Ronan, brother, you struggle. You got me on here looking crazy, man. What's up? You got me looking just awfully crazy. No, you. Oh, man.
Look.
Now, I mean,
Right
now you can do it, but you had it muted.
I didn't. But go ahead.
It said host has video muted. I mean, not now, so I can see it. Let's go.
Yeah.
You staying on? Might as well just stay on now, brother.
Well, I got it.
Anton, you don't have the mouthpiece to talk to women. You talk to one woman. Hey, so you know what? You don't have experience with women because you only have experience with one woman.
Now, this is a reaction that I did, and it's got over 100,000 views. This is what I say. You don't have to be ashamed if you got married at a young age and you got one woman. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. I can salute you. But the problem I have is when you built your structure on having a lot of chicks, or you built your structure on having a lot of businesses and made money, when you just came into money. See, you can tell the difference from someone who has had old money and new money, old hoes and new hoes. But let's see the faces of Anton.
Don't worry about it, Miss King.
I got a fleet of hoes right now.
Man, you don't got no fleet up. Man, stop it.
Am I getting the schizophrenic gangster, or am I getting the C student? Which one am I getting today? Or am I getting the nigga that love his wife and that's a Christian man first, not black? But now you pray for you black people.
We don't know who shows up with Anton. It could be the C student, it could be the millionaire, it could be the dude talking shit. What side of Anton do we see?
Shut your bitch ass up.
I just can't even picture myself ever being locked up.
That's good. That's good.
I will do anything to stay out of prison. Yeah. Like I won't steal, kill, destroy, nothing.
That's good.
I knew from a very early age that I'm not built for that.
I would have beat the shit out of Corey. And I'm not, listen, I'm telling you, it is what it is.
You're turning me down.
What you mean?
Huh. More important than Wilder, you should know what I mean. I think you're cute, for real. But
me?
Yeah.
Not me.
Not even that. Look.
Not me.
I'm saying, hold up.
I would have beat the shit out of Corey.
It's kind of funny how he'll come at Corey like that, but somebody who says, I want to take your booty, he laugh at it. You can come up anytime you want to, Ronan. You can take this down. I can't take it down. And Paul, I'm not in control. You see, my hands are right here. This is all Ronan.
Man, don't be trying to throw me under the bus.
I still see the screen right there.
Don't be trying to throw me under the bus, brother.
You ain't took it down.
This ain't got nothing to do with me.
Gracious. Whoa.
Jesus.
Man, we get technological.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Go ahead, because
let me say this real quick.
Let
me say this. Now, Paul was saying something earlier, and you know what, Paul, you're right. You know, we do stay on Anton's neck. You know why, brother? It's because Anton talks all this major head about who he is, how successful of a businessman he is, how his worth ethic is so high, and that's why he's successful, and all these other things that are basically rhetoric because they're not true. And we had to go and dig all the fucking skeletons up out the closet. We're not basically gonna dox him, but we're gonna give you a chronological timetable on how this man came to be where he is right now. And without that mic, he is not a successful businessman. Without a YouTube channel and the bag chasers and all the people that are supporting him in the background, this man is not self-made. Let's put it that way. All right.
I'm not doing none of that. That's what I'm gonna let Ronan take care of that. I'm gonna show you what happened to me. I have been on his show. I have counseled with him, and I got so turned off by what I'm gonna show you because And I think just recently I told Ronan was saying, hey man, send me the video where you was at. And he reviewed and was saying what the guy had stated, which is Anton. And immediately after, I seen another video with him with Crawford. And it was entirely the opposite of everything he said. And I'm not even sure what video to play first. Maybe I'll play the one with me and him on there.
Hold up. I got a video that sets the stage for any video you want to bring up after that.
Go ahead, my brother.
Let me run this one video. And that video will set the stage on how this brother says he holds himself to a certain standard. On a whole panel, he said this about 2 years ago. So once this runs, then we'll pull up some videos, whatever videos you want to run.
I do it for a greater purpose. You know what I'm saying? I know that in order for me to be able to tell other people that they got to move a certain type of way or to give them the blueprint on how it is that they can be successfully married, I have to be a reflection of the thing that I advocate for. So it's different from me. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't mean that I don't love beautiful women around me. It don't mean that I'm not going to have, that I don't check out chicks or whatever, so on and so forth or whatever. I just don't believe that A, they not worth my time. B, they ain't even close to the quality of the woman that I have. C, I also want to be the man that I would love for my daughter to marry. And then D, I have a higher expectation on my life, and I esteem myself greater than what normal people would esteem themselves. So I just hold myself to a higher standard than other people do.
Now that brother sticks his whole foot in his mouth. With that opening salvo right there, he done stuck his whole foot in the mouth. Now, this is a couple years prior to Mecca and the Island Girl and all these other ones that came up on his panels and all these things that he called his fleet of hoes. This man just admittedly said, I ain't got time to waste with nobody else but my wife in my bag. But go ahead.
I'm in agreement with that. I think what has happened is, I think Mr. 50 Cent said it best. When Anton says, I got a fleet of hoes. Why do you need a fleet of hoes?
Why?
That comes from people who have not had, and then they got to show. Like somebody on, I'm in the WhatsApp group, the Thailand group. And they out there was something that had showed where the guy said, oh man, this is why I come to Thailand. Because the girl said she only needs $300 a month to keep her off the streets. And he's like, hey. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, bruh, from the street she came, from the street she shall return. I don't understand what y'all saying. And the guy's like, I said, I would never go over there and pay. Well, show your receipts. I said, there go the difference, man. Why? I'm at the age now, I don't got to show y'all nothing. I've already been there and done it. And by me showing the receipts puts me in a bad situation. If I'm saying, hey, I got these hoes, or I'm doing this, or I'm going over there in the company that I'm trying to get with these chicks. I said, y'all need something to prove. You don't have to prove it. When you come to a certain point, we say, man, I've kind of done it. And y'all don't believe me, I'm fine with that. But to go back to Anton, man, I'm gonna tell you, it's not that I lost. Well, no, I kind of lost respect.
No, you have. What you mean, man? We broke this down offline.
Yeah.
And I sat here and watched Anton try to talk on a level that he was above my brother here on this panel. I know Fearless personal. I've been to his house. I know his family. I know the things he's gone through to get to the point of where he is. He did that on his own. Knowing everything I know now about Anton and how he got to the place he got, Anton don't have the right to even say anything to Fearless at the point that he's at in his life.
Well, ain't got a thing, right? I appreciate you defending me on that, but here's the
thing. Not even defending you. It's like you weren't aware, though. That's the whole thing. At this point, you weren't aware of his status because he projects a certain persona online. But when you go to check his background and his reality, not the fantasy and the projection persona that he puts out online as Anton Daniels, the YouTuber, then there's a whole nother spin to how he's perceived in reality. Like there's certain things I can tell you I know for a fact because I've done them. They're lived experiences. We talk about this all the time with lived experiences versus somebody saying from a book how things are done, you know. And you have lived experiences, you know, where Anton, even with Mr. 1950, on another video I'm going to play, so many younger men than him and older men or men of his same age have way more worldly experience than Anton. If you say you married your wife at 22, you've been a Christian man for over 20 plus years, been married to your wife for over 20 plus years, you don't have that worldly experience that a lot of other people do, because those are lived experiences. Now, how you have that if you've been saved all your life, you've been married all your life, you've been dedicated to growing your bag, you had a couple failed businesses, including a restaurant, you don't have that kind of lived experience. And a lot of people challenge him on a lot of panels that you'll see as we pull up videos on his lived experience. Stop running your mouth, Anton, and talk about your lived experiences. But go ahead.
Oh, mine ain't nothing about lived experiences. I can only talk about my experience with him.
Right.
And when I talk about my experience with him, it let me know the kind of man I did not want to be. You let me know when you want me to start playing this video, and I can.
Go ahead, man. Run them up. Let's go.
Here we go. So let me.
You don't. I will.
I got it.
A lot of them to play. Like I said, this is not going to be a short video. We ain't doing an hour. This is going to be at least a 2-hour one.
No. I think that, let's see. I want to have it here. Just let me see if I play. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I got it. I'm ready right now.
All right. So let me just see if you can hear it.
But I said that I was going to set.
I can hear it.
All right. So let me give you a little background. I've been on Anton's show a few times when he has a smoke show. There's been times he kicked me off because he didn't like what I said. I've done a coaching call with Anton. And so let me say the good. The brother, as in work ethic, as in just putting in work, I can't take nothing from him. I love that work ethic. He was you look at Anton, I compare him to Prince, man. I was like, this brother is putting a video out. I think in one day, I seen like 20 something videos, 25 videos from like his Millionaire Morning Show. He cut that up, and then he did like Room 9, and then the Anton Show reactions. I said, damn, that is it. But let me say this. The reason why, and when he interviewed with Terrence, he did a thing with Terrence Crawford. I can't even do that. Ozempic. I can't afford Ozempic, man. I'm broke.
Hold on. Video on that.
No. Your man said when I was on Ozempic. My thing is, I would say before my baby. You know, once I had my baby, I said I can't be trying to bench 415 pounds and squat all that. I got to worry about my health and my heart. Hey, you know, I got to live longer. I got a little one. You have a little one when you're over 50. You know,
it's a bit of
about the ages. So I can admire his hustle, but the thing that I said to myself was, and what number is enough?
Correct.
And I said, when I work, what I'm working for is to buy my time. What does buy my time mean? Buy my time means at this moment, I'm able to work from home. I don't have to send my child to any daycare. I don't have to send her out somewhere. She can work with me. I can bring a nanny in the home because I'm buying my time. What else does buying my time mean? Buying my time ain't like, oh man, I made $200,000 this year and I'm stuck in the house. Buying my time means my child does not have to look in the book to say, oh, is that what Thailand looks like? I want to read about this place. No, buying my time means I've made enough money so that I can venture out, so that I can spend time with my loved ones, with my wife, with my child. That's buying my time.
Basically, your time.
Yeah, it made no, buying back my time. It made no sense to me to make a lot of money, to just make more money, to work 18 hours, to just not be able to be in anyone's life. The one thing that I found, I've lost both my parents, and I was there when they passed away. When my mom passed away, she passed away of cancer. So it was a long process, maybe a 2-year process. And during that time, I was glad that I was able to spend time with her, because you can calculate all your memories, but it's the most recent memories that you have with that person to say, man, because in anybody's life, you always think I have you forever. You always think I have more time. I can do whatever I want. I have all this time. When you get to a finite time, when a doctor says this person has this long to live, in that amount of time, everything is forced, everything is focused, everything is, let's really talk about life. That's when you can buy your time, because those are the precious moments. And I said, man, the one thing that my mom did not say as she was passing away was, man, I wish I'd have just worked overtime a little bit more. I wish that I would have just worked more hours. I wish I could have stayed away from the home much longer so you could have just raised yourself. My dad didn't say that. Like, man, what he said was, I wish that I had more time to spend with my family. And I see it. I see it when you just seen before I came on, man. I just had my little one up here. Mm-hmm. When she sees me, she don't want to go nowhere. She like, I want to be right there. The best thing when you come home or when you out is to see the light on a child's face to say, man, you here. That's when you don't have to buy your time. I'm gonna play this. And this turned me so off from Anton, because our values went the entire way. Our values went the entire 2 different ways, because to him, nothing was enough. Meaning I can work, and then I ask myself, what are you working for? Are you just working to work? So let's see.
But I said that I was gonna set for myself, and if she want to roll with me, then she gonna have to get on.
My question was to Anton was about your daughter. If your daughter said to you, Dad, can you just come to me? Because he's talked about this. He went on Corey Holcomb and said, man, my daughter's in all these things. She's been in Japan. She's been in all these places. She travels the world. She's the Kung Fu master. And I said, well, what happens if your daughter says, Dad, I want you to come to my show. I want you to be here with me. Because the greatest thing with me when I played football and when I wrestled was to look out in the audience and you see your mom out there like, yeah, so your dad, like, get him. It gives you this energy. It makes you like somebody is here to support me. And I've seen many kids, nobody was there. Nobody showed up. I had a good friend, man. His dad was a lawyer, made a lot of money. Never came to a game, never came to a wrestling match, nothing. And sometimes that's more powerful. So my question to Anton was, what happens when your daughter asks you to be somewhere?
On my time, I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not doing it.
So when your daughter says, Dad, I need you to go to this Kung Fu thing with me. And you're like, well, I got to do something. You say, hey, I'm on my
say your mother is going to be there. If it don't fit in my schedule, your mother will be there.
How can you get on the show and say your daughter is all this to you? But when your daughter says, Dad, can you come to this show? And your response is your mama will be there. That didn't sit right with me. Because sometimes the moments you were there, you there. Look, you can have the money to take your child to a baseball game and sit them down and let them watch baseball. But there's a difference when you take out your time, you go get a glove, you go in the front yard, you get a baseball and you throw it with your kid. Those are the times. Money don't buy that. So it don't matter how much money you got. And he's saying he's so much on his purpose that he can't take time out his day to spend with his daughter. But you're saying your daughter's all this, your daughter's done this, and she's the Kung Fu person, and she's going to the Olympics, and somebody talked about her. Well, if you're in her life every day, None of that matters.
And she get it because she know what a real man is supposed to look like. She listen.
Is that a real man? Is a real man that says to your kid, I don't got time. I don't have time for you. Man, look, I know this is way before your time. This is way before your time. It was even before my time. But I remember when I wasn't doing what I needed to do, and my brother played this song for me. And if y'all ever get a chance, go play this song. I think the song is called "The Cat's in the Cradle."
Yeah.
You know that song?
Yep.
I'll give y'all a synopsis. It's a white song, old song. The guy says, I had a young kid, and when I had this young kid, I would come home and my kid would say, hey, Dad, I just want to play ball with you. And he said, I just don't have time right now. I got all these things I have to do. As he grows up, the son is saying the same thing. Dad, do you have some time that we can play together? Son, I don't have time for you. And the song goes through and says, the son says to the dad, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. I want to be just like you, Dad. And so when the dad retires, he has all this time. And he goes to his son. He says, son, let's hang out. He says, well, son, the son says, just throw me the car keys. I got some things I got to do. He goes out. He says, son, I got a lot of time now. Let's hang out and go somewhere. He said, man, I would love to, Dad, but I got the new kid. I got my wife. I just don't have the time. He goes through this whole scenario until he realizes when he's about to die that he said, my son was just like me. Meaning I did not have time for my son. And when I finally got time, my son didn't have time for me. I've had friends. I've had friends. And I lost friends. And I got more. I had money. I've lost money. And I've got more.
Yeah.
I've had time. I've lost time. And I can never get time back. Once, I don't care how much money you got, you can't buy time. Ask Steve Jobs, billionaire, a billionaire. And when they said your time came, his time came. And no matter how much money he had in the world, that time didn't mean nothing. Ask Little John, where his kid just died. Would you wait? He'd say, man, I got all this money. And I'd give all that because I don't need no time with my son. Or when he say, man, the time I can't get back. But let's continue on.
She know that men take care of business because that's the thing she seen her father do for her whole life.
Stop.
I don't have time to go there at this time, baby. If it fit, I'll be
up there.
But no, I don't drop no bag to get no interview, brother. I'm on his smoke show. You drop no bag? Paying for that? I don't pay for that. He wanted some smoke. And actually, I don't even think I brought the smoke, man. Once I heard what he had to say, I said, damn, man, I don't have no smoke for you. You are so far out of alignment to how I am that I don't have no comeback. It's like trying to talk to the devil. And the devil will say something like, brother, what you want me to say? You have no morals. You have no morals. You have no God. There's no line that you won't cross.
And
if not, then I got to take care of business.
He repeatedly a lot of different shows, and you'll hear him in my videos. I'm getting feed. I don't know if you got mic sounds from window. But
I think maybe it comes when I do this. Maybe I know what. I'll just try to mute myself when this goes.
So many videos. He sets the morals and and how he holds a higher standard. In order for him to find a man he needs to be not only to his brother, but to the people that follow. Okay, so a lot of people right now, why Tom Tip? We're all that are supposed to hold each other accountable. And that's one thing about how you will see. We will hold accountable, especially if they're out of alignment. Myself and hold each other and other we know around all hold each other accountable. when you hear somebody about a message like this, and you don't say one of the most things say on a lot of to be silent is complicit. If you don't cheat by what is incorrect, they'll go along if it's okay. Now what he's teaching her is even as a wife, elected by your husband, as long as
that's you. That's you. I muted me. I muted myself.
Okay, then it's video. Chest. Yep, it's the video that you had up. So what I'm saying is, if he's saying he wants his daughter to marry somebody like him, but he's saying his daughter should be accepting of the fact that he's not going to be present for any one of her activities as long as her mom shows up, they both love her. Well, then you're teaching your daughter to be accepting of her husband that's not going to neglect her to go out and make money. What? So you want a man that neglects your daughter so that he can go out and make a bag. And then talk down to your daughter. And then also start bragging about having multiple holes on his arms every time he goes somewhere. Because these are all things he professes online out loud. You don't think his daughter, a 17, 18-year-old, hears all this stuff coming back through the internet? Of course she does. So if you guys are asking us why,
I don't care, man. Look, those are just trolls, man. We do it because we want to do it.
I'm just saying, this is what
I tell you what, if you don't want to know why, go to another channel. We doing it because we want to do it.
Right, and that's exactly right. But this is what we do, and no matter what you say, is what we're going to talk about.
These are people that ain't going to hold themselves accountable. Paul Miner don't hold himself accountable. Look, Paul Miner was saying I was on the Ozempic. He wouldn't meet me nowhere when I was this size. Maybe he meet me somewhere when I'm smaller. Maybe he can do something. These are the same people who just talk and don't do nothing.
Oh,
he doesn't mess with me when I'm retired. I'm retired out of the game now. So let me go ahead and finish up with a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Then you understand that the reason that you're able to live the life that you live is because daddy is making a sacrifice for you.
I put that in there because that girl walking across the stage, this her graduation. She excited. But the only thing she's looking for is her daddy in the audience.
Right.
It's her day. What if the daddy said, hey, I can't be, your mama be there. I got things I got to do. Why Paul Miner can take when he joking with me, but he can't take when I'm joking with him? I don't know. But go ahead. Let me finish this.
I'm reading the chat.
You're right.
What we talking about that?
No, I'm gonna ask you another question. Is there, and I don't.
This question here, I want y'all to remember this question because when I play the Terrence Crawford, you'll understand this question.
No, this is just a random. Is there ever enough? Is enough enough? I don't know. I'm just asking because I always
enough for what?
All right. For example, I always said, man, when I was making 60,000, if I could just make 100,000,
it's not a number.
But is there?
There is no number.
Is there a time in your life where you say enough is enough, or I can enjoy it? This is a question I'm not being.
I'll know it when I get there, but I don't have a number right now.
Okay. And so what happens when you get there?
Then I'll probably have another number, or I'll probably move the goalpost and I'll probably keep working.
Okay.
The reason I ask that is what you working for. That if you don't have enough to say, when I get here, you don't have to stop, but you say, now I bought my time.
Right.
I've got to a number that, what's the use of you working? And you say, and the reason I'm saying I'm gonna play Crawford, because in the video that he has with Crawford, he says this, what's the difference between 20 million and 100 million? It's all the same. Meaning if somebody, because in the Crawford video that I'll play, a gentleman says, I'm gonna sell my soul for $100 million.
Yeah.
And he says, well, what's the difference between 20 million and 100 million? You know, the bigger yacht, but it's all the same. So what you're saying in that video is there's a part that's enough. So when is enough? When is it that you say, how much time do you have that you say, man, now I can spend time with my daughter? The reason I say that is there are a lot of people who are underprivileged, where their mom has to work 2 jobs, where their dad has to work 2 jobs. He has to work on the weekend, or he has to work third shift. I come from the time when they called us latchkey kids. The reason is your mama was at work and you wore a chain with the key because nobody was going to be home when you got there, because you was going to be home by yourself and you had your latchkey to get in and you took care of yourself. That's it. So when is enough enough? When have you done enough to say, I want to spend time? And you're going to see, brother, you're going to see that it's never enough. And you're going to see what somebody will do when they love money so much that they will set aside their morals, even though he said he won't.
So, hold on, I muted it for a reason. I muted
All
it
right.
for a reason.
No, I'm muting myself, so you don't have to mute.
No, it's the video. Even when you mute yourself, it's still going to be an echo.
All right.
So
you still muted this, so you unmuted for me. If you
hold
can.
on, I wanted to finish. I wanted a statement before.
Okay.
Based on the same thing. And yeah, I know I watched that same Crawford video, and
no, can I say something in the chat? He don't use his money.
Look, don't read the chat,
No,
man.
I'm not reading the chat. But I'm gonna make a comparison.
No, we're gonna get there because
No,
I got
know,
a financial aspect to where Anton got his money from. Let's get there.
It's not that. Let me just make this one comparison. Somebody said, you dissect what he uses his money for. Can I ask you the difference between Anton Daniels and Jay Rillo? You say, fair, that's why we make that comparison. Or Floyd or whomever. Because he's not using his money. He got something like the Bag Chasers with the Patreon that you pay for.
Right.
So he using your money.
Your money.
Just like Jay Rillo, when you say Jay Rillo, what does he use his money when he goes all these places? He's not using his money. He using your money. So that's what Anton is doing. He collected a subscription every month. And through that subscription is how he made most of his money. And he investing
your
money you sent him, he invested. It's not the money he earned.
Like he has. Listen, I done broke down his financial aspect. I am not going to dox the dude. I'm going to tell you the truth behind the lies. That's why we're calling it claims versus receipts. Okay. He has a lot of claims out there that says he does a lot of damn things. Okay. First of all, he's not a fiduciary. First of all, he's not a financial wizard.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know how he got his money? And it came around 2019.
Well, don't do that yet. Let me finish these videos.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't want to go down that road with this damn chat, because
you're right.
We will get there. We will get there. We know exactly where his money came from. We know exactly how he got it. We know how.
You're right. I can't do the chat. But most investors make money.
Out of that.
Most investors make money by making you money.
Exactly.
I got Fidelity. I got a financial person.
I am a semi-retired fiduciary. This is the whole thing. I'm a semi-retired fiduciary.
But look, let me yeah, you're right. But you know how that dude makes money off of me? Because he makes a percentage of the money he gains from me. So if he says, look, I'm gonna make you 10% and I'm taking 0.3% off the top. Okay. You making money from the money you invested and made from me.
Right.
But Jay Rillo ain't giving you investing your money.
There's no net return.
You investing money in this as a
net loss.
Yeah.
You ain't getting no
he's taking the money. He's saying, look what I did with your money. Look how your money benefited me. Let me play this a little bit because this one kind of got to me. This is when I said, oh,
unmute him
man.
first. Go ahead.
Let me mute myself just in case.
Over
It was suddenly.
Okay. Suddenly or over
It was suddenly.
Okay. If that was over a period of time, cancer, something like that, would you have put aside some of your work and things like that to spend extra time with your father?
No.
So you would have just kept working.
Stop the tape.
Spend those precious moments. Okay.
So he said, oh, I'm sorry, brother. He said, well, let me do Rita because Rita's his wife. Let me do Rita real quick.
But no, let me stop you right there because you asked about his father. Because we're going to do this in chronological order. Okay. So when he broached the conversation of his father, okay, that was in 2017. His father died suddenly. It was a city accident. His father worked for a city organization. Okay. And that's why it was suddenly. The reason I'm saying that is by 2019, after the lawsuit was settled, is where Anton came up with his initial bag. If you run back the tapes on his YouTube channel when he was doing urban renewal videos of old broken down buildings in Detroit and everything else, to right after he got this bag of money that all of a sudden now he's a financial wizard and everything else that y'all are falling for, his financial windfall started and was initiated from the way he looked to everything else a little after 2019. Run the tapes back. We ain't got to lie. This is when he started coming up and saying he was better than everybody else. Before then, he had morals and ethics. All the time, I repeatedly tell you, I work with millionaires. All money does is give you access to be your truer self, period, point blank. And a lot of those multi-millionaire business owners that I know and corporations, they have a number. And then it goes into philanthropy. If y'all don't know what that word means, okay? But Anton don't give shit up to nobody. He says he has a $15,000 a month budget that he gives out to different people that are of need instead of taxing or paying his tithes. Okay? But we're gonna keep rolling with this, but we're gonna do this in chronological order with some kind of decorum. I'm not trying to dig on the guy, and it's not supposed to be personal. But you guys are very far off the mark when it comes to a person like this. The first thing I tell people, even when they sit there and talk to me or consult with me, run my LinkedIn page, run his LinkedIn page, and we can run Anton's LinkedIn page. He is not qualified to talk about the things he talks about. First of all, you don't go and get financial advice from somebody that's not somebody that's qualified or certified that has training in that field. That's just an idiot. Okay? Yes, you might have some tricks, but somebody taught him those tricks. Guess who those people were? Financial people that he sought out. Now he's taking that information, regurgitating it, and selling you guys on the bag chaser. He knows what's up. When his seed money came from his father's death, and if you let this video play, he's going to sit there and say he didn't even go to his father's funeral. The fuck?
No, he didn't cry at his daddy's funeral.
Well, whatever. And that's how he came up. But I'm go ahead.
My thing is this: I have no problem that he makes some money. The problem is, it's like a person winning the lottery and saying, "I know about business." You didn't really know about business. You were able to get money, and then you're learning. And I think the person, if you ever get a chance, I know people don't like him, but it was Mike TV, and it was on.
Yeah, I got his video.
A great breakdown. And also, if you look at Pocket Watching with JT, the gentleman broke down and said, "Look, you went from this job working at the university to this. You can't make that much money. And anybody who works in a public sector, whether you work for the school district, you work in anywhere that's public, the city, the state, the government, your salary is public domain. You can look somebody up and say, what is your salary? And he looked him up and said, brother, this is your salary. And you saying you went here. There's not enough time for you to have done that.
The job that he held does not pay the amount of money that he
if you made $100,000 a year and you say you're a millionaire and you only worked there 3 years, you only made $300,000 if you spent no money. So how did you get from here to here? And there was no thing. But mine didn't even have to do with money. When I heard this brother say, if my daddy dying, oh, fuck that, I'm gonna make the money. God damn. And the reason I could say that is because I was there when my daddy was dying. And if I said, man, you know what? F you. And you know what's gonna happen? Remember I just told you all about that song, The Cat's in the Cradle?
Mm-hmm.
When this dude dying, when he on his deathbed, you know what somebody gonna say to him? Man up. Because I'm gonna let you know that's what he said to somebody. Man up. Let me go back a little bit and tell you what he said to his daddy and what he would say to Rita.
Time, cancer, something like that. Would you have put aside some of your work and things like that to spend extra time with your father?
No.
So you would have just kept working?
Yes.
Wouldn't spend those precious moments. Okay. All right. So if Rita gets sick, she in the hospital, got ovarian cancer.
You got 1,000 different scenarios in order to try to listen.
How you say it is there's no time that I'm going to stop working because I'm on my purpose and I don't care about these people. And I'm trying to say, Anton, there are times that you say, you know, I have money. I have enough. I've worked hard. Maybe my wife needs me at this time that she's going to this chemo.
Bro, you can't give 1,000 different scenarios looking for a different answer.
One scenario.
My purpose is my purpose. It just is what it is. I am a machine. I don't feel the way that everybody else feels. I didn't cry at my father's funeral.
You're muted.
I will call him right now. My brother feels. I didn't cry at my father's funeral.
Okay.
Damn. That's when I said, man, I'm talking to the devil, man.
Mm-hmm.
Your daddy is on his deathbed and you're like, I got my purpose. Your wife is saying, I got cancer, man. I'm going through chemo. I'm on my purpose, man. I got my purpose, baby. I got to make this money. Your daughter says, I got an event. I would love to see my daddy there. Your mama take you. I couldn't argue. I know you came at me and said, why don't you go at him? I couldn't. When he said this, when he said something like this, I said, brother, I have nothing I can say. What can I say to you? If your money is so much important to you that you can't be there for the last moments of your daddy's life, and you can't be there if your wife is going through something, and you can't be there for your daughter. See, that let me know that I don't need that kind of money, man. I don't need that kind of money.
Can we park this video quick?
Let me go through one more. It's almost there. I'm gonna let you see what else he said, and then it's almost over. We got just a little bit, 46 seconds. I'll let it roll.
Okay.
My brother was in the
Now, maybe you're right. Maybe somebody say he got a problem with his daddy. Maybe he got a problem with his daddy. Maybe he got a problem with his wife. Maybe he got a problem with his daughter. Damn, he got a problem with his brother. Listen to what he says to his brother when his brother had COVID and was on the respirator.
My brother will tell you. My brother was in when COVID hit, he was in the hospital on a respirator. I talked to him. I said, man the fuck up. Like, honest to God, on my father's grave, I will call him right now. My brother was in a hospital on a respirator, and I called him and I told him, I said, fam, you good? He said, man, I don't know, Anton. I'm trying to figure this shit out.
His brother's on a respirator. His brother says, I don't know, Anton, man. Like when somebody says, you good, and their response is, I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure this out. They are contemplating their life. They are saying, I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this. I don't know what tomorrow presents to me, man. I don't know. And he said, man, the fuck up. What the hell? Your brother is in the hospital on a respirator. You call him and you say, man up. I knew right then there's certain amounts of money that I just don't want. There's certain levels that I don't want to get to. He says when he talks to Terrence Crawford that he wouldn't sell his soul. To me, this is selling your soul. So you ain't gonna be there for your wife, you ain't gonna be for your daddy, you ain't gonna be there for your daughter, you ain't gonna be there for your brother. Brother, when you on your dying bed, the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. And so they're gonna grow up just like you. They're gonna say, well, I'm on my purpose too. Don't be mad when they do that. When I heard this, and I wasn't laughing, I was laughing at this, saying, God damn, man. I'm laughing. It's not even a laugh, it's you really like this?
It's unbelievable.
It's an unbelievable. Like, God, you would leave your brother on the respirator when he's saying, let me just go back a little bit. Let's play this. Let me, and then I'll get through it.
Yeah. Man, the fuck up. Like, that's the bro. Honest to God, on my father's grave, I will call him right now. My brother was in a hospital on a respirator, and I called him and I told him, I said, fam, you good? He said, man, I don't know, Anton. I'm trying to figure this shit out. It's not looking good. I said, man, the fuck up. And bro, and get your ass together and get home, nigga. And until then, I got your family. And his family was living with me. They stayed in my house with me.
I told you I was gonna go long, brother, on mine. So, you know, we can take that down. I told you I was gonna go long. But
let me play long.
There was nothing I could say. If somebody is telling me I don't care about nothing but this money, and you telling them something, there was nothing left for me to say. I know you say, oh man, you let him say this. There was no battle for me. I was at a point where I said, I can't believe our morals had crossed them in a whole different way.
Let me show you 3 years prior to that conversation where he was.
Point that I'm making is this, and they say it all the time, and it is absolutely true. The character of a man is tested when he gets resources. The character.
Did you hear what he said? The character of a man is tested when he gets resources. I'm gonna run that back.
The character of a man is tested when he gets resources. The character of a man is tested when he has everything, right? So even if it was true what you said, let's say I never could get a girl that had a pocket protector in my pocket and the whole 9 yards, and I'm cool with that, right? Because I don't think it's a badge of honor to sleep with a whole lot of women. I think the badge of honor is to have a level of dick discipline.
Okay. That's why he needs 5 hoes now, right? You hear how he's contradicting himself over the years, right? You put enough on the internet and you're not consistent, you're going to keep on stepping over your own fucking words. He claims to be such a devout Christian and faithful to his wife, and this is 2.5, 3 years ago. See how much has changed since he came into this money.
And while we're talking about that, right? Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, if I can share this one, then I'll step back and let you play whatever you want to play.
Let me finish this one first.
All right.
Because I don't think it's a badge of honor to sleep with a whole lot of women. I think the badge of honor is to have a level of dick discipline and to realize their value as a man. But let's just say hypothetically that that's true and I had a pocket protector, right? Then that would mean that once I started getting resources and attention, that would mean that I would start to break out and it would start to be a different story because that's not what I'm used to, right? So how am I able to maintain?
Okay, so he was standing on his principles right there 3 years ago. But now if you ask that same question today, how much has changed? He's a totally different person.
Maintain a level of character and civility, and how come my chick don't worry about me?
She does.
Bruiser.
Because you never switched up.
Now he went back and
so he remained consistent. Plus, he got once you, like you said, when you had the resources, you got a lot to lose. So that's when you
exactly.
There's dudes that fumble every single day.
He
So go ahead.
Let me load this one up, and then I'm gonna let you roll whatever you're gonna roll with. Window.
But that was based on an argument that came off of a live panel that he was having, and he was kind of like kowtowing to the females on the panel when a brother was holding him accountable on the panel, just like Mr. 1950 and so many other people. When they get on his panels, they start holding him accountable. He starts backtracking, or he locks himself into just saying one solid thing and saying, "I'm not going to get off my fucking square." That doesn't mean you're proving your point. You just don't want to change your mindset because you feel like you're the smartest person in the room, and you're not.
So we're gonna show how he flip flops. This is an interview that he didn't do, but I think was some other guys did with Terrence Crawford, and they were talking about money. And you just heard what Anton would do for money. Now let's see how he switches the game up.
And bro, you say you did all that work your whole life, undefeated, but you grind to feed your kids and to make better for your family. I always say everything got a price. Because people say, like, I love my dog. I get $100. No, I get $1,000. No, I get $100,000. Hey, you can have him. Like, my thought is everything has a price. There is not a number that can get you back in that ring. 80 million, 100 million.
Nah, because now you selling your soul.
$100 million, you can have my soul.
That's you. Now we know your character. Sometimes, you know, you look at people and you be like, dang, man, you ain't got no dignity. You ain't got no morals. Like, come on, man. Like, what you gonna stand for if everything is about money?
The love of money, not money itself. Money isn't bad. Money is a tool. But the love of money is the root of all evil. And a lot of people actually get that wrong. You can't do it.
Exactly. Now you see what I'm saying? Because he's saying it's the root of all evil. Brother, you just said you would leave your brother on the respirator and just say, man up. Let's just hear what he got to say.
Anything for money, because that means that you don't have no loyalty. That means you don't have no character. That means that you'll sell out. That means that you'll throw your friends under the bus. That means that you'll sell out God. You'll turn your back against God. And these type of people that have that mentality, they sell their soul. They'll sell their soul for a couple dollars. You know what I'm saying? And so they think that all money is good money. And this is one of the things that I think is wrong with the culture. Yo, and do you know that there are people that'll go back in the fire in order to get their dog? They're not going to let their dog burn up.
You would.
Do you know? And that's why I won't buy a dog, because I'm not that vested. And I've never had an animal to where I loved it that much. I've never had an animal like that at all. So I don't know what that feels like, but I hear people all the time and say, hey man, you would never let me get me. I watched a documentary about Chernobyl, right? And
here we go.
And I'm doing this because he's talking about somebody who wouldn't do it for his dog. All right. Maybe I wouldn't go back in the burning building for my dog, or maybe I wouldn't do that for my dog. But god damn, would I do it for my wife? Would I do it for my daughter? Would I do it for my brother? Would I do it for my daddy?
The radiation over there and stuff like that, and how they didn't allow for the dogs to come along. They had to kill the animals, and they had to get the people out of there quietly within however many hours or however many days or whatever, because of this nuclear meltdown and all of that stuff. And the main thing that was in the comments was people was like, nah, you ain't never let me get to I'd rather stay in Chernobyl with radiation and burn up than allow for me to be separated from my dog. That's the mentality of people that you can't entice them with money. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly. Somebody would do that for their dog, and you wouldn't even do it for your mama. You wouldn't do it for your daddy.
I'm not saying that money shouldn't be a motivator, that money shouldn't be a factor, that money shouldn't be good, that you shouldn't leverage it effectively. But what I am saying is that money alone, the love of it, and you willing to do anything for it, even sell out your soul, even sell out your morals, That speaks more to your character, and I think that Bud Crawford is absolutely correct.
And that's why I couldn't be no bag chaser, because it let me know you sold out your morals. You sold all that. And I cut some parts out of this video that when the video that I previously had. But one of the questions he had, I said, man, when I asked him that question about being with his daughter or something, he said, at that moment, man, you don't know when your opportunity came. Maybe at that particular moment, that was your time. That extra video you did would have had you made it. And I said, yeah, but that's like saying,
right.
I didn't play the lottery and I could have won. I mean, I can't go on couldas and wouldas and shouldas. That doesn't happen. So I'm not going to do that. Why sell out my soul for the video I could have made or the thing I could have done? I know the bird in the hand is worth more than two in the bush. I know what I'm dealing with right now. Let me let him play this. Go ahead and take him off mute real quick so you can hear what he says. The difference is how he changed up his game.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Ask me this question.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Ask me.
What can you do with 100 M's that you can't do with 20 M's, that you can't do with 10? You know what I'm saying?
Hold up. I thought you just said on the last video that you get more money.
You don't have a money.
You don't have a limit. And that's what I said. What can you do with 20 M's that you can't do with 100? When is your time? When do you say enough is enough and now I've made the money to be with my family? See, this dude double talks you, man. He double talks you and tells you what you want to hear based on what he reacting to.
Like, what can a billionaire buy outside of a yacht or something, like something that's super crazy wasteful that 100 millionaire can't buy? What store can he go in that the other one can't go in? And it's like,
when is enough enough? See, that's why I couldn't do it, man. The double talk that you go through. Then when you try to tell somebody, brother, you're not humble, man. You're not humble. You don't know what's important in your life. You don't even know why you working for something. You working so that you can have those precious moments, so you can have that time that you're not so caught up. And now he going here saying, well, what, money don't mean nothing. Money don't mean nothing. What's the difference between 100 millionaire and a billion? It's nothing. Why sell your soul? Brother, why sell your soul? He's making that one extra video so much.
I'm the king of Detroit.
That's right. Is making that one extra video, that one extra time, that one extra whatever worth the smile on your daughter's face. Because I know from my life, from the life of like my daughter, from the life of people that I've coached and talked to, that sometimes you ever hear when somebody tells a story and it's like that one transformative moment, man, when it's like, I think was The Rock that was talking about it? Yeah, it was The Rock. The Rock was talking about his daddy. And he said that The Rock's dad, which is The Rock's grandfather, died when he was 13. The mom brought somebody else in. And the dude pissed on the turkey or something like that. Something crazy. And The Rock's dad went and got a shovel and knocked him out. He said he was going to kill him. He tried to kill him. And the police got there. The dude was still knocked out. He said, the dude is knocked out, but he's still alive. And he went to the mom and said to the mom, when this dude come alive, when he gains consciousness, they both can't be here. Somebody gotta go because somebody gonna die. And the mom said, my son gotta go, and kicked him out when he was 13. Those are the transformative moments. Like when you say, man, I looked up in the stands and my daddy was there, or I was this, and this person was there. He don't have those transformative moments, man. To him, it's just money over everything. And that's where I parted ways. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my morals, and I admit it, I see it differently. And I can be wrong. I can be right. It's just how I seen it was, there was not enough money in the world that could pay for the smile that I see from my daughter, that could pray for those last precious moments that I spent with my mother and my father, that those last words. There just wasn't the money that could replace that. because those was transformative times in my life. And I'm working hard for something. And those are the things that I'm working hard for. If I work for all of this and I said, and I die and I give the money to my daughter, do you think she would say, man, I would rather have had the time, I never seen him. But I digress and I'll let you go.
All right. So this first video, and this is what I'm saying about lived experiences. Okay. We're gonna run with this one, and then I'm gonna go to another one after that, and we'll talk in between.
Come on, man. Don't do that, Anton.
No, this is real talk.
Hold on. Let him push back. Let him push back.
That means his wife is doing a good job.
I get it, man. Look, I commend you for all that, Anton.
Yeah.
And somebody pointed this out. I think the dude I told you sent me the video.
Mm-hmm.
Don't Anton look a lot lighter than the video I just showed?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just asking. And it ain't the lighting, because the video I showed, Anton looked dark. And here, Anton done got light, but he said people don't like dark-skinned people. Go ahead, brother.
So Bruiser is he goes by another name now, but he started off on Lapeef Network. He just did a major interview. I forgot what his name is, his new channel, but he just did a major interview with somebody just recently. Everybody wanted to highlight. But he's been married, and Anton's married, and Bruiser is going to break down Anton and basically say, bro, you did not have it like we had it when we were younger.
I think it's the medium man.
Medium man, yeah, that's him. But he went by Bruiser on the Lapeef Network. But let me go ahead and play this video and hear this argument between these two gentlemen here.
And I commend you.
Here comes a butt, though.
Bruh,
No, let him go. Let him rock.
you had the charm, and I'm not trying to take shots at it, but this shit is real. And the height and all that, and the fitness and stuff that I had when I was 20, I was jumping over the rim, bro. This is in the gym trying to run.
But why did you get married then, bro?
Bro, I'm saying I don't believe you. I get it. You established, you self-made from the jump. I don't believe that you had the amount of pressure I had. Because you said you had women running.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to say
Stop. Hey, Rita.
Hold on.
The villain, I don't think they had the same amount of pressure I had. That's
let me say this real quick. And Fearless, you are a witness to this because you did this several times to you on different occasions when you were on a show with him. Instead of him backing himself up,
he called somebody, man. I don't know what the fuck he do this.
He wanted to call somebody else to testify on his behalf. You either do or you don't have the words or the backing of your persona, who you are as an individual, for people to believe you, that you got to call somebody else in the room in order to sell the idea you are the person you say you are. I ain't never had to get on the phone and call nobody to prove shit for me. You either do or do not believe me. The fact is you got to call for backup to have somebody verify who the fuck you were. And like Rita's going to say something negative. She already says in a lot of the interviews, he's unstable and emotionally he can't control himself. Why would she want to piss him off? Especially on a live, so she knows when they hang up what the fuck is going to go on.
Can you do me one favor, Ronan?
What's
I
that?
put something in the background, and I want people to do this just before you pull it up. I only need you to pull it up and take it down. I want you to look at Lapeef Jr. and then look at Anton. All right? And now I want you to look at Anton.
I said that I was
look
going
at Anton. Look at Anton.
And if
and
she
now
want to
look at
roll
Anton.
with me, then she gonna have to get on my time. I'm not doing
Now
it,
look
bro.
at
I'm
Anton.
not doing it.
Now go
So
back.
when your daughter says, Dad, I need you to go to.
I don't think I'm playing. And now look at it.
Put it back
You
up
ain't
again.
fighting with me. And you're like, well, I got to do something.
Look
you
at
say,
him there.
hey, you know, I'm on my.
And look at him there. But nobody like dark-skinned people. Something wrong with that picture.
Yeah, they're
Because-
lighting his film after he shoots. He's doing something with the lighting as far as
No, this is a
how you
lie.
can
So you ain't
mess
lighting
with
nothing
you.
after. This is a lie.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just.
But,
it's just a question I'm asking.
Yeah, Anton is famous for trying to prove himself by other people testifying for him.
You know, on that one when he said his brother, he called his brother up.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he called his brother up to testify to you about something. And then he tried to call his wife, but his wife wasn't picking up.
That's what I'm saying.
Those are you are the villain right now.
They have different goals.
You know, the interesting thing about it is that it's people in the chat that know me in real life. They've known me over 25, 30 years. Come here, baby.
Here we go.
What was I like in high school? In your opinion, honestly, what was I like in high school in your opinion?
An arrogant a-hole.
Why? Why was I arrogant?
By the way, let me say this. And from what we know of Anton is he says he's been in the hood. You know, he ran with gang members. He preferred to be with gangs versus being with, you know, the normal people that he would be around. And he went to a school called Cass Tech. Okay. Cass Tech is supposedly a private or a magnet school. Something like a private school. But he tries to talk like he's off the street somewhere. Things can be true at the same time. I'm that smart kid that used to run around too. But at the same time, I didn't get in half the shit that he claims he got into, and I'm never going to admit to anything like that just to give street cred. I don't give a fuck about street cred. You know, just like he says, I run around with a gang of homies. Why am I trying to get street cred if I'm a fucking Christian? Why am I trying to get street cred?
He ran around with gangs. He said he got a gang of hoes. He said he got 5 hoes. Ain't it a gang? Ain't it a gang?
Not the same type of gang, but yeah, that can be considered a gang.
From 304th Street?
Right. But let me
What you got to talk
He was an arrogant a-hole.
And why was I like that? Let me refine that. Have I ever in your life, honest to God, have I ever in your life ever had a problem getting women?
No.
And the first day that I met,
okay, they're teenagers, right? They dated since high school. He's talking about how many women he's had to get before he met her. They start dating. They get married by his age of 22. They're still married over 20 years. What are you bragging about as far as your learned and then life experience beside your high school good old years? Because you're supposed to be a faithful Christian for never stepped out without Rita being right next to you.
Now, let me tell you, them chicks in high school ain't really know nothing. I was trying to teach them, and they were scared to do half the things I was suggesting. So you wasn't doing too much.
That's what I'm saying. What experience do you really have in life? I remember my first life experiences wasn't until I got out of my mother's home and I was in the motherfucking Marine Corps. That's when I got all my life experience because I lived a sheltered damn life. And if you hear some of the stories Anton says, they were in church at least 3 to 4 times a week, just like me, in church 3 to 4 times a week. You know, screaming until you fell out. You know, so his speaking online does not collaborate with the things he says his life experience is supposed to be. You know, I just need y'all to
you don't have to be embarrassed about that, man.
No.
There was a gentleman I went to school with that I admire. His name is Sebastian, black dude. I think he went through all of high school. Maybe he was a virgin until like 12th grade with some girl that he went to prom with that he liked. We used to make fun of him, laugh at him. But you know what? We laughed at him, but everybody respected him because he had morals. He was a Christian dude, a good brother with a good heart. We laugh because, you know, we're just teenagers, you know, laughing at him. But inside, everybody would protect him. And everybody said, man, this ain't for you. So there's nothing. You can't in one hand say, man, I have been married 20 years. I have no children out of wedlock. I've done it the right way. And that's something you should be proud of. But how you mess up is, I've been married 20 years. I'm faithful. I have no kids out of wedlock. I got 5 hoes. Everywhere I go, I got hoes with me. I've been able to get these hoes. Huh? That doesn't make sense. And it shouldn't make sense. You should say, You don't have to brag about what you don't have, brother. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong that says the way I should do it is the way it should be done. You should, and I made a video, brother. You seen my video where I said where the men can't get it up no more. Because you've been with so many women, you've been doing so much crazy stuff that normal sex, you so excited by sex that's extraordinary and crazy that when you meet somebody and have normal relationships with them, it doesn't turn you on. Because you used to strange. And when you finally meet something that's strange, it doesn't excite you anymore. You live in chaos. And there's a lot of women that live in chaos. I know back in my young days, that's why I could never date. When I was in high school, I dated girls who had chaos. And when everything would just be quiet and normal, they had to do something because they didn't live normal at home. At no part of their life, it was always filled with drama. And if there was no drama going on, it wasn't normal. So man, you can just be proud of just being normal. You can say this is what men should do. Instead of going out there and try to sleep with 100 women and do all of this, no, find you a good woman, get married to that woman and stay with her. That should be what you should say as a man. But no matter what, you still trying to prove your manhood by the number of hoes you've been with.
You not know nobody.
And why you got me the same height as that brother in that background? I'm just wondering.
Hey,
that dude 5'7".
He's 5'7", bro. Yeah, he's 5'7". I know you're like what, 5'11", 5'10" on a good day.
You got me like looking at you.
I'm 6'2", man. I mean, I'm the one to be upset. Both of y'all short. Shit. The fuck? Anyway, and just to answer somebody's question about how Anton say he was in a gang, here you go.
Somebody that went to jail, and you yourself was a gang member at one time. Anton went to private school, and there ain't shit wrong with going to private school. Okay, if you can afford to send your kid to private school, send his ass to private school. Send her ass to private school. Nothing wrong with seeing your child's potential and wanting better for them. But Anton, and right here, this is Anton's voice, goddammit. Anton said he was getting into gang. When he was young, he was getting into gang activity in Detroit. Y'all know anybody that ever got into gangs and didn't know nobody that went to jail? But if you getting into gangs, if you were part of a gang, if you running with a gang, if you just running along the side of a gang, you gonna know somebody that goes to jail. When Anton was on Corey's show, he said he didn't know nobody that went to jail because he didn't fuck with nobody that went to jail. How do you not know nobody that went to jail and you yourself was a gang member at one time? But he said he was in the gangs. He said he was getting into gangs.
I was getting into gangs. I was really...
When he said I was getting into gangs, when you getting into gangs, and maybe you have to get initiated, so if you in a gang, you absolutely have to come across a motherfucker that got arrested, or that went to jail, or maybe his older brother was an older gang member and he went to jail. You didn't know nobody that went to jail, Anton? I grew up in the hood. I don't know anybody that grew up in the hood.
All this, and then people act like they don't understand that I like booty. So what? But what is I'm supposed to do, bro?
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, this is
You just threw that on me, man. You went from dude in the gang to say I'm in the booty.
I gotta get back to this guy's credibility.
You gotta warn me when you're gonna bring that up. You gotta warn him, bro.
Hold on. I'm gonna run it to about right here. Let's see if this is it. Look at the way he's laughing though. Like a little school kid.
I can't see it, please. And I'm gonna tell you why. Listen, I just can't even picture myself ever being locked up.
It's good. It's good, bro.
I will do anything to stay out of prison. Like I won't steal, kill, destroy, nothing.
That's good.
I knew from a very early age that I'm not built for that. You know.
You see his shirt? His shirt say "Follow God, not culture."
Yeah.
But it's the culture to say they got 50 hoes. God.
But he also be running with the gang. But he said he would never go to jail. He never put himself in that situation. There's so many different little nuances and contradictions in the things he says from one show to another, from one interview to another. That's an inconsistent man with his storyline.
Yeah, somebody said when you got that many things, when you got that many videos, you contradict yourself. That's like, you know what?
That's some bullshit.
When you tell the truth
you ain't got to contradict yourself.
Correct.
And you know what? Because somebody said this, I literally went through ChatGPT. I literally went through all my information that I ever sat through online, professed to, anything. And I told them to tear through it and find anything that I was inconsistent about or was not verifiable. It couldn't find one thing.
Now, here's the thing.
I was inconsistent about.
You can grow. You can always
Absolutely.
grow.
I was growing pain.
No,
but
meaning
he
you can
started off being perfect and is just even more perfect.
No, what I mean is you can say, look, man, when I was 20, I believed this.
Yeah.
And I got 30 and then I changed.
I learned and I grew and I changed.
Nothing wrong with that.
We tell a lot of young men, you might start mongering and you might want to go and sow your wild oats. But as you go through this travel thing and as you go through life, you're going to want something more stable. It stops being quantity and starts wanting to be quality. Not only quality in your relationships, quality in the things you do, quality of life, all those things become more. When you're younger, you can do with less. As you get older, you start refining your taste and different things that you want, and you start looking for that quality of life and quality of things that you get. Other than that, yeah, you are do continue to repeat yourself, which is the definition of sanity.
Now, as I told you, I was not on the show. I had a coaching call. And the one thing he didn't really say was really about the money. There was nothing about the money that was like, when I would ask a question, the responses I got back were like, yeah, that don't make no sense. Now, in the effort of, now I will say this, in the work effort that he had and the way he set up things, I can't take nothing from him. He was just more, and it wasn't that he was better. He was just more efficient.
Efficient.
Yes.
And here's the thing, his background dictates he should be more efficient. His HTML background, his networking background, the things he does are based on what his lifestyle was in his employment corporate America time
But
period.
here's what I found out, Ronan. Here's how he could be more efficient where I couldn't. I mean, well, I can put this out here because he said it. Remember, he had his millionaire morning show, and that would go from like 7 o'clock to like 10 o'clock. I don't know what time. Let's just say that's the time. Because I was like, brother, how do you find this time and you work it? He said, oh, I would just put on my calendar, which I know you can do because this is what I do. I put on my calendar that I'll block that time out. And when I'm blocking that time out, I'm saying, oh, that's this time or catch up time. So every day he would just block his time out. So it wasn't even like he was at work. So he was basically double dipping. I was like, damn. So he could spend that time. Basically, he was just not really working. He was just double dipping. And so it became more efficient. Because when I tell you, I'm like, man, I gotta complete a project. I don't have the time to do it.
I can't even get you on the calendar for 3 shows in a row. What the fuck? This guy's got all kind of time working for corporate America.
Yeah, it's getting toward the fiscal year, and I got to fill out people's reviews, and it gets crazy. Everybody want to do things at the last minute, but you don't have the time. And I'm like, brother, you're efficient because you're not spending time. You know why you're efficient? Because you don't give a fuck about your kids. You ain't spending time with your kid, like you said your mama do it. You're not spending time with your mama. You're not spending time with your brother. I'm gonna take this call real quick. Let my boy go. But go ahead.
All right.
Even wanted to put myself in that hypothetical situation. So when I was seeing you,
I ain't saying this to be disrespectful.
No, I don't think it's disrespectful. I think that it's.
I think you cute for real. But
Not me.
Yeah.
Not me.
Not in that look.
Not me.
Now listen, I don't give a fuck who you are. You won't sit across from me and say I look cute in a way that you know this guy, Felice Johnson, is. He's a booty warrior. He's the one that everybody's heard about, Boondocks, all that. That's his reputation. He was going to take it from you if you didn't want to give it to him. This is who he's interviewing at this point. He's sitting across from this dude laughing like a little schoolgirl. Excuse me?
Was that excuse me? Or you?
No, I'm saying excuse me, like what the fuck?
I'm saying, hold up.
He laughing.
Good looking. Let's say it like it. Good looking. Well, if you was locked up, if you was locked up, yeah. And we was locked up, I would talk to you.
That's crazy work. Crazy work.
Right. Now he wasn't gonna beat his butt, but he was surely gonna beat
Right. He's gonna jump on Anton. I mean Corey. Hold on, I got more. See which one am I going for next? Oh, here's the video you were talking about. I went ahead and pulled it up.
Certified, but we can rock.
All right, first gen, what's going on?
All right, first of all, thank you, JT, for doing this. Much respect to you. Anton, I find you entertaining. However, there's some serious questions people have. The first thing is that you're using sign language.
Set this up a little bit, bro.
Valid questions, bragging about who has the largest baggage challenges.
Wait. What was the question?
Bragging about who has the largest childish. You're not answering with logic. You're using childish rhetoric against people who have questions about your so-called rise to success. Can we pull up his LinkedIn profile? And then, Anton, you say W-2 is greater than your business success, and that's how you got your millions. Yet you use the latter to boast about yourself as an authority figure on the internet. So it seems to be contradicting when you said the W-2 was the primary vehicle to how you have your multi-millions. But yet, on the internet, you talk primarily about your past successful business experience when you're selling yourself out there.
To be true at the same time.
Yeah, so can we pull your LinkedIn profile? The certificates that you shown earlier in the video goes to community college. So you didn't get a degree till 2016. And I find it hard to say that you had significant W-2 success in order to make yourself a multimillionaire.
How haven't I?
And some of your income is actually public information because you used to work for a public university.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So knowing the salary that I know, that I've seen, I'm not sure how that's translating to multi-million investment.
How haven't it?
Okay, so so there's a couple of claims you stated in your videos. You claimed you had a successful software company as you sold. Can you name that company?
I didn't sell the software company.
Do you have a name for it?
I'm not telling you what the name of my software company is.
I don't think
the same way that what happened to the rest
Hold
of
up. This is the dude that hold up. Pause that for a second. He won't share the software company, but this the dude who would get on to share his bank account, his receipts, the house he got, how much money he made, where it's pulling from, his statistics from YouTube, his subscribers. He'll share all of that. They say I can't share the software company. If he's detached from if there is a software company, he would be detached from it. Because what's somebody gonna protest the software? You're gonna protest the software company that somebody ain't even using. So that let me know that that don't seem.
Yeah, there's something shaky about that. I'll tell you right now, on my page right now, you can go find my LinkedIn. Hold up. You can go find my LinkedIn page right now on my website, on any of my YouTube channels. I don't hide my name. I don't hide who I am. I am who I am. There's nothing you can do to me. I own my own businesses. I've been independent from anybody else and punching the clock since 2011. You can look me up. I don't got a fucking problem. You can't call nobody to get me in trouble. Now, if you say you're a professed millionaire and you run your own businesses, can't nobody make a phone call. Can't nobody call no HR to get you in trouble. Now, let's stand on business. If y'all want to challenge whatever, there's no reason why he can't say who the fuck he is and where he fucking works. There is no excuse in the world why you can't perform that little ass task.
And here's the thing, man. And I have no problem with, at this point, even though Shay said it, he got 1 million subs. He making money. He making money. The problem is he was faking it till he made it. That's all. He was just faking it till he made it.
Just tell the truth.
Yeah, that's all you got to do is say, look, I faked it until I made it, because that gap didn't make sense. You don't have that. You wouldn't. And if you look at the experience that he did, two things. You didn't have the experience to make no software company. When you were working for the state of Michigan, I think it's the state of Michigan, anything that you would have made, I know because I had worked for a university. Anything you would have made would have been the property of the university. It's just like if you had a business and you make something, it becomes that business's property. It's not your property, especially when you do it on their time. So I don't know why when he got cornered to that specific part, then it becomes, I can't tell you, I can't talk about it, I can't do it. I don't understand it, brother. Just say that I didn't have it at this point. And if you look, there's some videos where it showed, I can't remember who did it, where they were showing him in his house. And they're like, brother, this ain't the mansion you're saying. It was like a small bedroom, and there's nothing. I don't understand, but there's nothing wrong with
Right. Ain't nobody in this room jealous of Anton. If he's got his millions, he's got his millions. I've been around millionaires all my life, bro. All my life, literally. That's not a big deal to me. I've given up more business, It doesn't bother me. I know how money works. I know how to access it. I know how to make it. And I know how to hold on to it. That's not the point.
What happens is when you are...
Hold on. Let me finish. It's called being held accountable. It don't matter whether you got $1 million or it don't matter whether you got $5 in your bank account. If you're sitting there lying and perpetrating like you're doing something that you're not, and everybody says fake it till you make it, but when you're leading certain people down the road of thinking that you are something that you're not, that can also endanger that person too.
No, what?
And that's when you have to either say, yo, you know what? I got to hold you accountable for what you're saying. Has nothing to do with anything other than that.
And it's not even the money that bothers me. I don't care about that. What bothers me is I hit the lottery. And then I tell you how hard I worked to make this money. And I sell you on a dream that this is how I got it. Where 1 and 1 don't make 2. Where you're saying, brother, you hit the lottery. That's how you made the money. It wasn't through hard work. So how can I advise you? Go out there, do this, make sure that you invest in this because this is how I got rich. When that's not how I got rich. Prime example. This is before your time. Yeah, maybe not your time, Ronan. Y'all remember a guy named Brian Bosworth? Do you know him, Ronan?
Yeah.
Brian Bosworth, linebacker. He was one of these.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big dude, he was the second coming of Jesus.
He was good.
And he's like, I got here because I was hard work. I was strong. I could do this at night. And then we come to find out when he got to the NFL, he couldn't take steroids no more because they tested. And then he just went down the drain. So he was telling people like all those bodybuilders, I'm telling you, this is how I made it. I lift and I eat this way and I do this. But what you're not telling me is you took steroids. If you did, okay, because you still put in some work. But you can't say that you've gotten someplace by artificial and then try to tell somebody else and try to train somebody else that this is what you need to do to get to the...
Instead of divulging that, I came up based on the fact that my father died. I understand how to structure trust. I tell people all the time how to structure trust. Okay, I tell people the biggest wealth transfer of any kind that you can do for your next generation is just to have a simple life insurance policy. I was taught that by my mentor. Train everybody you train. Let them know by one stroke of a pen, you can transfer a large amount of wealth to your next descendant or whoever you deem as your beneficiaries. You can't go in a bank and get a $3 to $5 million loan, but you can sign a paper that once you die, that gets transferred to your family member.
And that's like those women a woman trying to tell me how to be. Okay, that's like Melanie Gates trying to tell me how to be a billionaire. And I'm like, well, you became a billionaire just by getting a divorce.
Right.
You didn't make software.
It's not the same.
How can you tell me what a billionaire
And
does?
it's okay. Just admit to the fact that I came up on this money and this is what I'm doing now in order to invest. Hold on. I think I got a delivery. It's coming in. Hold on.
All right. So that's the issue. That one, he faked it until he made it.
Nope. Not here.
Okay. He's trying to advise others. This is what you need to do.
Right.
Like I said, I had a coaching call and I was like, but that don't work.
And I've sat and talked to him after he's had coaching calls with the lead. He's had coaching calls with Anton. It's not like Furious does not invest in learning how to run these businesses and to run YouTube.
And I've showed my
when he runs certain things back to me, and I'm like, no, that's not the way that works. That's not the way this works. That in the financial side of it, I know. You know, so when you look at his return, when you look at his LinkedIn, yeah, the brother's got a lot of technical advancements and knowledge. But at the end of the day, it does not come and divulge over into wealth building. There is no business on here that's worth $1 million. There's no business on here that he was collecting over a 6-figure salary. Not one. But he's going to tell y'all how to build wealth when he's not even telling you the truth about where his wealth came from. And anybody that challenged him, like this young man on the channel, on the show, he wants to dance around the truth of it. Because what does that do? It takes away
he's a bag chaser, brother.
It takes away from where his money is earned. And if you do any kind of fact checking or anything like that and ask where Anton's wealth is coming from, any verifiable AI or anything else will say it's coming from his YouTube channels, his Patreon, his bag chasers.
Can I share something with you, brother? Can I share this?
Go ahead.
Where am I at?
He doesn't own any substantial properties. There's nothing listed.
And I don't.
I'm trying to tell y'all, and this is what I'm saying. You need to verify when people tell you something. You just shared that one. Okay. I was about to say, I just put this one down. Here you go.
No, that's yours. This is public knowledge. I'm sorry, not public knowledge. What would the word be that I'm trying to use? Public domain.
Yeah.
You can look at what the salary is of what Anton was making. It has the years 2013, 2014, 2015. His highest salary was $58,000. That's it. University of Michigan.
Not that that's a bad thing. This is the whole thing. I'm trying to say it's not a bad thing, but when people thumb their nose at what a high earner is or what a high value man is, they think it's already dictated by you got to be 6 figures, 6 foot. That's some bullshit, first of all. And then you're perpetuating it by not telling the truth, like, oh, I was making 50K or so on a consistent basis. But then when I got this money from the lawsuit that we had against the city based on my dad dying abruptly because of a workplace accident.
He was a web designer. I'm just looking at it.
Came up.
He was a web designer, and oh man, I just clicked off of that. And admin, an IT administrative services. He made $58,000. And that's a good salary. There's nothing wrong. But you can't say I went from $58,000 to now I'm a millionaire.
And no logical way of showing how that jump happened.
And so, look, I know a lot of people that fake it till they make it. A lot of them do it. There's nothing wrong with it. Do it, brother. If the people around you are gullible enough to fall for that, let them fall for that. And sometimes you know, they say act the way you want to be, and soon you'll be the way you act. I do understand. My only problem is when you start to give advice to say, this is how you would do it. And he does that. He does that even when it comes to
He did it to you. That's why I was like, you sat on his thing, and I'm like, wait a
And
minute.
he doesn't even when it comes
You
to
actually
chicks.
know more. Wait. You know more. You're in cybersecurity. You've gone through the schooling. You're actually way more advanced than him, but you're taking advice from him based on a YouTube channel. I said, this is not making sense. But he sounds like he's high and mighty to you and trying to he kind of talked down to you at the same time as trying to educate you on something that you probably have more knowledge on.
But see what a good person learns to do is this, and I've learned this throughout my life. I chew on the meat and spit out the bones. So the knowledge that I wanted didn't have really anything to do with the finances, because I knew that with the first questions, that wasn't the answers that I got back were not good. The second part, when I was like, how I want to know how you structured, how are you able to do this, this, and this with your YouTube channel? Can't take nothing away from him. He had a system, great system, but he had the time. If you're really not working and you're not spending time with your family and you're just doing something for 18 hours a day, you should be great at it. You should be great at it. And he became good at it. He became very efficient with it. So I can't take anything away from him from that. But your efficiency, and if you look at it, it was just in the last year, because when I was talking to him, that was maybe 2 years ago. I think he was just at 100,000. He just got to the part that he was at. So, oh no, man, hold up. Anton, I see Drew on this. Anton is not moving up to the east side, and I'm gonna show you why. Can I know you don't like me to do it. Can I
Go ahead. I mean, as long as you're not doxing the dude, but I already know that he's not.
This is from here. So when he says he's moving up to the east side of the apartment, let me show you what happens when you want everybody to know your name and don't nobody know your name. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, brother. And I'm gonna share this.
Oh, while you do that, I got another short clip for you.
Arg. Damn it. Oh.
Oh man, you're bad, man. You're bad. You should do that.
Oh my goodness. That's a spinoff of Corey Holcomb's little cartoon that he did of him. So I had to take it a little step further on just the stool and him standing on top of it.
So Drew said he moving up to the east side of the mountain on the east side. Well, let me show you what happens when you try to move to the east side, but they don't let you move to the east side.
Okay.
And this is maybe like 3 minutes. I just let it play all the way through. I shared it. All right. Oh, I'm not doing a screen share. I'm sorry, bro.
No, you're not. Wait. Do it again.
I thought I did.
I just saw it. There it is.
Come on.
Say my name.
Oh, I don't know his damn
Let
name.
me get past this. Let's see. This is him.
Has 1 million subs, and he think I'm blah, and he thinks that calculates into some type of popularity. He got put in his place. He got humbled because nobody knew his name, and this is what hurt his feelings. He done passed 1 million subs, and he think I'm in Detroit. Everybody need to know me, and everybody don't know you, bruh. Everybody ain't in that lane. It's all right to not know that lane. Look, I've been in countries where they like, oh man, that's a great soccer player. I know why soccer. I don't know who he is. And everybody, you should know who he is. He's this, he's this. I don't watch soccer. I don't know who he is. Brother, you just been humble. And that was the catalyst. Watch on, man. He's in his feelings because he didn't get an invite. Listen to him.
It's like, how do I not get an invite? How do I not get contacted for all of these different things when I am literally doing more views than anybody inside of the city? Yep, I'm the first person born, raised And it's still in the city to ever hit 1 million subscribers, and that's a big deal for us. But here in the city, it's a big deal to stay in the city because a lot of times we have a brain drain.
See, listen to what he said. I done hit 1 million views. I got clout. He think YouTube clout. I can't take no accolades away, brother. 1 million subs, do your thing. You're doing great. But there's people that got 1 million subs on YouTube I never heard of. I've never watched their show. If I passed them in the street, I wouldn't know who they are. That don't mean that you got this thing in your mind that you think your subs and your viewers on YouTube should calculate the clout outside of the channel. It don't do that, man. People run in different circles. Warren Buffett ain't gonna know you. I don't care how many views you got. You ain't in this circle, man. And it hurt your ass, man. Hurt your ego. You got humble. And that's the problem.
How do I not get an invite to one of the biggest openings in the city?
Because they don't know who the hell you are. And watch this. He ain't get an invite, but he's still kissing their ass.
Moving into the Hudson's building, in which they have 2 of them, right? You have the main building that's corporate, and then you got the offices.
They didn't know who he was. They didn't know who he was so bad that he want to move into the building to show him, I'm Anton. See, I can come to the building. I'm Anton. Let me in. I got 1 million subs. Bruh, you so butthurt that you want to move in the building because they didn't give you an invite, bruh.
If I don't get an invite, I don't get to show you guys this stuff because then I'd have to do it on my own. And I don't believe that I should. I believe that I got a lot going on and I got a lot of motion and a lot of movement. And if I'm doing, well, on one
I got a lot of motion.
You know, on the Anton Daniels channel alone, we doing 80 million views a month.
That
I believe
sounds
that
like
the people
an
should be reaching out to
emotional
me.
plea.
No?
Not
I
a
don't
lot.
know. You guys let me know.
He like the high school dude who didn't get invited to the party and he mad. He mad he ain't get invited. Y'all know who I am? Y'all ain't invite me? I told you we're gonna get you there. That was the past. Now you.
As you can see, he said he moving up. He ain't moving up. They opened up a new building where he was at, and he's upset that he didn't get an invite to the new building. And he's so upset that he didn't get an invite that nobody knew his name, that he wants to go to the new building. Sometimes, man, it's almost like the black people.
Let him try. Let him keep trying, man. Come on. Let him have it.
I'm the king of Detroit.
Come on, you gotta let him have it. Give him a shot.
I seen this. It was a short. It was Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler's daughter went into some store where there were some purses, and the woman told her, "Ma'am, don't touch those purses because if you can't afford to buy it, you know those are only for people who can buy it." Because I guess she was dressed really down. 10 minutes later, Adam Sandler came into the store, and he said, "Oh, it matters how you dress. Give me this one, this one, this one, and buy $200,000 worth of stuff." Adam Sandler showed them. What the fuck?
You still got the commission.
Yeah, and that's what Anton seems. He think they didn't invite you. You didn't go there. I'm going to show them. I'm going to live here where they didn't even want me to get invited. I'm going to
you
show
in
them.
Detroit, the house. I mean, there's so many old Chrysler, the old buildings there that they're probably giving away for $1. If you really wanted to be savvy or whatever, go and get one of those buildings that are maybe $10 to $200 on donation, as long as you renovate it, and invest your money that way. Turn it into an office building that you can rent out the fucking floors on, and build a strip mall down the very bottom of it. But you're not thinking like that, and that's the whole thing. You're thinking small, but you think you're big. Even if you look at his annual net worth is not nowhere close to where he would get invited to something like that. So what, you got 1 million views, does that translate to your income? So what, you're making, what, $100K a month? That's 1.2 a year before taxes. You still got to pay taxes, brother. And we know what that is, 35% or more.
And that is just that's minimum wage in the NFL.
So, this is the difference between somebody that has money and knows what status is versus new money and thinking you're all that and you're just above that.
And here's the thing, maybe you do. I don't have a problem. Well, no, let me see how I can frame this. It's not that I dislike Anton. I think that
I don't dislike him at all. I'm like, good, but come on, bro, you're not doing anything like somebody else couldn't.
Yeah, there's two things I say. You know, it's not that I dislike Anton. I think that, as I say, with work ethic, great guy. Two things that I do dislike about it. One, and I wouldn't say you humbled yourself. I think when you've gotten to a certain point and you've gotten that way and you forget what got you there or how it was to struggle, and this is really, if you go back and watch that video, this is what I was asking. Man, you don't have any empathy? No, I don't have no empathy. And I broke it down. I said, when you were poor, your father and mother empathized with you. They brought you into their house so that you could make it. When you got fired from your job from scamming, they brought you into their house and let you stay there basically free. They empathized until you could make it. So that when you make it, like when I make it and I can see somebody struggling and trying, I can empathize with them and I can help them out. I can say, look, I've been where you're at. I understand the struggle. And, you know, I know what it takes to get there. That's the dip. Anton gets to a certain place and say, fuck all y'all. Fuck, y'all can't do it. Don't do it. You can't get here because you ain't this and you ain't that. Nah, man, that's so when I say he didn't humble himself, that's what I don't like. And I don't like the fact that he is telling someone else how to make it when that's not the same way that he made it. He didn't struggle that way. So, like, it would be very difficult for me to say someone who is very obese, and if I've always been athletic, you got to get it. And this is, if you don't do this, this is what you do, because they have a different struggle. All I can tell them is, this is how I did it. I maybe not understand their struggle. It's just like the millionaire saying, man, you don't know how to get girls, to a dude who broke and homeless. Y'all in two different lanes, man. That's my problem with Anton. He forgot where it came from.
It's not really a problem. It's just about owning up to the truth of where you're coming from, remembering where you're coming from by honoring, by telling the truth and saying, hey, you know what? I might have started at the bottom, but we're here. Basically. And where is the shame in that? Here's the thing. Where's the shame in understanding you came out of the struggle to become successful? Isn't that what used to be called the American success story?
Nothing wrong with it, man.
But I guess he got into a large sum of money all of a sudden. He can't say that and profess that and make money off of his bag chasers. He does not own any real estate properties of note. Okay, so all this stuff about real estate investment and this, that, and the other, it's not of any public.
Now, I will say this: he could have put it into an LLC or hid it somewhere with that. I have no problem with that. You buy it.
Nope, looked at LLCs too. Nope, even the restaurant was under LLC in Maryland, of all places. Even though there was a secondary location in Michigan, the main location for the LLC was out of Baltimore, Maryland, for the same kitchen. The same soul food kitchen that was listed in Waterford, Michigan, or whatever. Yeah, the same company. I did my research before I opened my mouth. So, and I don't be talking about people, especially in financial matters, if it's not documented or substantiated. There's no way I'm going to do that or spread rumors or innuendo.
And here's the thing: I watched Anton when he still had the gap in his teeth. You know, before he got. If you go back, he still had the whole big old gap in his teeth. So I have no issue with a brother. I love a person with a work ethic and that can make it. Nothing wrong with it. Keep on keeping on.
But you ain't got to lie, Anton.
No,
it's
not even that. You know what it is, Ronan? And if you look at people who have done reactions, because there was a lot of people that after the Corey Holcomb thing happened, they came out of the woodworks. They really came out and said, I left him because he wasn't the same person he used to be. You know, when he had his bad chasers, you know, he would really be giving out information. Now it's just something you can find on the internet. Now he's letting success go to his head, and he's not the same type of person he used to be when he started. and he let him change it.
I just saw a video on that today. A lady just spoke about it that was in his bag chasers. So, I mean, there's a lot more information out there. I'm not going to sit there and dig it all up. And it's not like all we want you guys to do is look at the claims and look at the receipts of whether it's real or not. Everybody projects who they want to be online and social media and everything else. I mean, Donald Trump did the greatest discredit in the world by saying that the news was fake news. Now, where it was a pride and joy thing that no newspaper ever put out a story without all the fact checks, all the verifications, all the things fact checked before they could publish because they could be sued. Now it's all that's in question. Now you got social media sites out there that can put out any information, doesn't have to be verified because he already discredited the one industry that could be credited as being able to be truthful. And with the conglomerates and everything else and everybody blending all their channels and newspapers together, it just continues to make it worse. Nobody knows who's telling the truth anymore, so lies can be propagated all over the place. But when you sniff a lie, you should speak to it.
And here's what I would say to guys. Look, as with anyone, with Anton or whomever, just take the parts that you need.
Right.
You know, I can still listen to him and say, I agree with that. I agree with this. I don't agree with that. And that's wrong. Do your research on anybody and take the parts that you need because everyone can have something that's beneficial. I remember I was on the show, Your Favorite Lady show, and the dude was saying something about Austin Holliman. Oh, I wouldn't listen to a dude that was 22 or 20, whatever the case may be. And I said, no, I can't. Because I can still listen to a person and say, all right, this is what he did. He still has good merch. He has a good media. He has these things. I don't care about the other stuff. That doesn't pertain to me, and that's not in the realm that I want to go in. But I can look at this and I can say that's what he did right. If you in a person who can look at a business and take from it what they do right, not everything, and say this is what I'm going to do, is the most successful person in the world. You know who can do that?
Oh, yeah.
You know, McDonald's, the guy who took over McDonald's isn't McDonald. He looked at that business and said, man, what they're doing here is revolutionary. They're able to get a hamburger out in 2 minutes or whatever the case may be in here. He took the best parts of them and revolutionized it. That's all. He looked at a business and said, I can make it better. You guys love Bill Gates. Bill Gates, Microsoft, you know, he got all of that. He didn't invent that. He took it from somebody else and made it better. So you can always take something from someone and improve upon it and say, I don't like this aspect of it. I love this aspect of it. And you can be successful. Do that with Anton. Do that with your favorite rapper. Do that with your favorite business person. Take what you need. And take the rest out.
Yeah. Keeping it where even in that realm, you know, DOS took they took the best of what DOS could do and they put a face to it, and that's how Apple came around.
Mm-hmm.
They made a user-friendly DOS version and called it iOS. And there you go, the spinoff between Microsoft and Apple.
So take what you need from Anton. Just realize that some of the things that he got, and some of the places that how he got there, may not be truthful. But that doesn't mean everything he says has to be wrong. I agree with him when he said, you know, dating, don't be a stepdad dummy. Yeah, hey, I have no problem with that. I wish that he would state more to young people to say, man, you don't have to be out in the streets and hit everything that's moving. You know, take care of your seed, get married. And here's the thing that guys don't understand. If you found someone, and I say this, if you met, and this is how white people get a lot of their wealth, you meet somebody after college, y'all get married, y'all both 22, 23, y'all get married, y'all have your kid, y'all both saved, y'all both have a house, you bought a house then. By the time you 50, Your house is paid for, your kids is in college, y'all done gained a lot of wealth. Y'all got it. Now y'all 50 years old, y'all both invested for 30 years in your IRA, your college kids is going to school, your house is paid for. You can retire at 50 and live the rest of y'all 30 years wherever y'all want to go. Instead, a lot of us get married at 50 and we struggle. So he should highlight that. He should say, man, I got married and I was married with someone and I built my wealth. I didn't do the Cam Newton thing where I had all these chicks that I got to take care of, or Nick Cannon where I got child support all over the case and I'm not being able to be a father to none of my kids. Highlight what you are. You don't need 5 hoes. Right. What? I don't know. When he said he go out of town, he always got a bad hoe with him. For what? What does that? I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
You're married. You got Rita. What the fuck?
When we look at you at the basketball game and we don't see your wife with you, we always see someone else with you. Sometimes, what is it? Perception is greater than reality.
Exactly. And he plays off of that.
And I think somebody said, nah, Bill Gates is mad suspect. Let me say this. Tell me in your everyday life, he may be mad suspect, that you don't use a Bill Gates product. LinkedIn, your Word documents, your Windows. So he can be mad suspect. So I can take that he may be something over here, but I can still look at him as the business over here and say, I take it. I think as Black people, we can't do that. We can't look at R. Kelly and say, that dude's a good musician. And say, yeah, he's bad for peeing on chicks. We mix it all in and just say the person is bad. A lot of people of the Caucasian persuasion don't do that. They say, this is what benefits me and this doesn't, and this is what I'm taking. We don't have to be friends to make money. We make money. I don't have to like you. I don't have to like your means, because this is what I'm trying to get from it.
What's the phrase? Separate the wheat from the chaff. You got to shake it up just to get the wheat and the chaff to separate.
I don't know what so, said. Proof he said. What were you supposed to prove what he said? I don't know what that meant. Proof he said.
I'm not paying attention to that person. It doesn't make any sense. You know, other than that, like I said, we're not sitting here trying to throw dirt in them. But what we're saying is, if you claim something, be honest about it. You know, if you come up from 2017 to 2019 and you're still looking dusty, your housing and everything else is nowhere close to saying you're a millionaire, and then all of a sudden by 2019 to 2020, all of a sudden you're running bag chasers, you're a multimillionaire, you're doing this, you're doing that, all these claims online. Why can't you show where you're wealthy?
And another thing is,
because you're ashamed of how
you
got
it. New money.
And the only reason you be ashamed of it is because it wasn't earned; it was given.
And you know, this is why he got new money. He's like, I got this car, this car, this car, this car. When you look at somebody who's really rich, like
they ain't doing all that.
They'll be like, man, I got a car that I don't have to prove it. It's like I got money and I just never even had to show it.
Yeah. This is the biggest financial thing right now. What is the greatest depreciating asset? It's a car. The minute you buy it, it depreciates the fucking minute you drive it off the lot, less than a mile. The minute you drive it off the lot, you lost money. I don't buy brand new cars. Why? Because I used to sell them. I know that for a fact. So I don't buy brand new cars anymore. For what? So it can depreciate? I'll buy a year or two or maybe even 3 years. Depends on how much the residual value leasing guide says it holds its value. Other than that, I'll buy a used car and fix it up to the way I like it. I don't give a fuck. It's a car. That's when you understand what money does and does not do. You don't buy it. You're buying things to impress somebody else, or just because you want to drive it. And even if you want to drive it, why don't you just go rent it? Go rent a car, drive it for a fucking week, get over it, and move on with your fucking life. That's financial advice. You just going out and spinning a bag just because, that means you don't understand the value behind it. That's where you get ball players and all these other things. They come into money. They buy all these unnecessary things. Their financial planner, whoever, steals half of their bag. And then the next thing you know, they're fucking broke.
Can I share this with you real quick? All right, let me see. And show me when you want to do it.
I got it.
I just want to read this to you. If you can't read it, I'll read it. This is Warren Buffett. What car does Warren Buffett drive? A 2014 Cadillac XTX, which he keeps despite his immense wealth. His daughter bought it for him to replace his 2006 Cadillac. This dude can drive anything he wants. When you have it, you don't need to prove it to anybody. You don't need to prove it to anybody. I think our dude A7N9, I think he's a bag chaser. He's got money every month. He's got money every month through the bag chasers.
He's got
keep on paying, brother. While you at it, go ahead and if you like this someone, go ahead and drop us a cash app. Go ahead and put a cash
go ahead
app
and support his lifestyle. No, I don't want his money. I want him to continue.
I want it. Yeah, go ahead and drop us a cash app, man. You know, you got that money. You listen to him. You a bag chaser and investor. I'm a poor, just a poor country boy that don't know nothing. Go ahead. I don't think you got no money. I think you don't have no money. Prove it to me. Prove it to me. Drop that cash app to me. I mean, you just sat through this whole show of 2 hours. We gave you a lot of advice. Drop that cash app, man. Come on now. We entertained you. Drop that cash app. I don't care if that look.
Hey, you can like or dislike. I don't care. You can hit the thumbs down. It still counts the same. If you don't like what we said, go ahead and hit the thumbs down. If you like what we said,
you know what? I tell you what, let me do this. It is 2 hours. I'm gonna get off of here in about 15 minutes. Won't you come on up, brother?
Are you opening up the panel?
Bring him up. Why don't you come up to the show? You know, you're just talking behind the screen. Come on up. And hold up. You said when I could just talk to the man face to face.
He's done that.
God damn it. What's up?
He's already done that.
Not YouTube, not coaching call. I talked to me and do I need to call my wife? Hey, baby.
Oh, hell no.
Do I need to do the same thing Anton did? When Anton was in Dallas, Texas, he went on the what that show that I remember I showed you a picture.
Oh, the one show with the old boy that went to jail. Isn't that the same show?
I showed you the studio.
Light? Yeah.
I forgot the name of that studio. He was here. We face to face, talking, going out. I can't remember the name of that show now. I know I got the blue light.
Open up the panel if y'all want to hit it.
What is the name of that show? But I'm not gonna stay on long. Y'all got me for about another. Since y'all can hear in the background, did we meet Anton Daniels face to face?
Yeah, like 2 years ago, or 3.
He had his little bodyguards with him. Right.
Was he a little bodyguard? Is you saying it like that? I mean, damn,
he did have his people there. I can't take that away from him.
Was he traveling with about 3 or 4 hoes with him?
He didn't have he was solo. Man, I don't know the name of that show, man. Real life street stories. Is that it?
That's it. Yeah, because old boy was on there, the one that we
real life. Yep, that's when he was here. So I've done a few coaching calls with him. The shows that I showed you, I've been on that show, Smoke Show, a few times. I've been on where he cut me off. He's like, he got so mad.
Oh, I was even on a show. I got called a damn veteran that was simp. You know. I've been on this show.
Yeah, so I met him when he was here, went out. So I told you, my thing is I can always I can chew the meat and spit out the bones. I take nothing away from his effort. Brother is great at that.
Ain't nobody hating on it. Let's just tell the truth about it. Correct. I've said plenty of times, I've been very successful. I've given up business. I used to own, not own it, but I used to run a agency for insurance agents. I have over 5,000 clients. I had 300 agents that I was getting paid off of. I gave all that up when I suffered PTSD. I started from scratch. I don't give a fuck. I will tell you that in a heartbeat. It does not matter. You guys aren't paying my bills. Nobody is. So why do I have to lie about where my money comes, how I learned how to make money, how I learned how to advise people of wealth how to make more money? It doesn't matter whether I got $100,000 in the bank. My value of my life is something totally different. My son's about to turn 40 years old, my oldest. I have grandchildren. I've lived my life. I hope that you guys can even get to the age of 58 and have some wherewithal about you. I value family and time more than I value money now.
Correct.
When I was younger, I valued the money. Now that I'm older, I value time, quality time. I value my fucking peace. I'm not going to sit there and run up stress trying to fucking make a certain type of dollar amount. I don't have a fixed dollar amount. I don't have to report to anybody how much I make. I've been, like I said, I've been independent since 2011. I ain't fucking clocked in for nobody since 2011, and I'm still here. Literally semi-retired, sitting in the fucking Philippines. Why do I need to prove anything other than that? Can you do that? Do you know how to?
And like I said, my part where I departed with him was the money, man. I looked at my life and I said, at the age that I am now, I have spent more life, I have more life behind me than I most likely have more life in front of me.
Right.
And when you get to a part when you can reflect on your life, you say, I've done that. I've had motorcycles, man. I've had all types of motorcycles, Hayabusas, Fat Boys, new cars, houses. I've traveled. And then at some point you say, if I can't
little awards, getting shot at, blown up. What the fuck? I need to worry about that shit in my older years too? Nah, I'm sorry. I'm here. And that's a blessing in itself. I didn't need to survive all the shit I went through.
And so when he told me everything that he would, in a sense, sell his soul for to get more money, I just said, that's not the space that I want to be in. Maybe, and like I said, there may be people who say, man, I'm willing to do that. And that's perfectly fine where you're at. I didn't see myself like that. I couldn't see myself saying, if someone, like he said, he didn't even cry at his daddy's funeral. If his wife had cancer, and he wouldn't go, he would make his daughter, the one that he says, oh, I love her, this stress, all these things that he had to go through. When it came to his daughter, he says she would have to understand he can't be there. The analogy he gave was, oh, back in the day, the guys used to go off to other lands and they used to go way far off. Yes, they did. Do you think
they earn money for their legacy, but when they come home, they valued their family time. Correct. That's the part you're missing.
And if you don't, Anton, if you don't have to go way off to make the money, you're fortunate. You are fortunate to say,
which means you got more time for your family. You got more time for your kid. I had a stepson and I've spent a lot of time with him. I sponsored the football team. I sponsored the basketball team. I actually did the announcing because I have a nice voice for the football games and the basketball games every fucking week.
Look, I know I'm in my office. Y'all don't get a chance to see me.
Was appreciated by my stepson.
I'm in my office.
What the fuck?
And and my wife said this to me. She said, because there was a time when I'm working and my daughter here, like, man, she just won't get off my lap. I can't finish no work. Look at everything. But you know what? I value these little times. I got the little bubble thing.
Oh, not the Barney. God damn, is Barney still around? I hate Barney.
Like, I got little dolls everywhere. So to me, Barney, I value this time. There's certain things that money won't be able to buy. It won't buy that time. It won't do that. That's where my departure goes. So maybe you guys are at a stage where you say, hey, I love Anton and I agree with him and I would do anything for that money.
That's not me. I made a choice that when I said I made a transformation in my life to get to a certain aspect, I said, what am I getting here for? What am I trading for? And I said, when I get to this part, this is what I'm trading for. It's if you've ever even seen Think and Grow Rich, that's what he says. Put down a number. What is it that you're getting there for?
Right.
I'm getting there for a purpose, so that I can spend time, that I can make sure that
Did you just freeze? Yeah, they just froze. Let me see if I can play a little video, if I still have it. Where's it at? I have a video that just talks about that same point that I put out on my wealth channel. And by the way, even on that channel, I just talk about systems. I don't sell you anything. And I definitely ain't going to represent you because I gave up most of my licenses. Where's it at?
where the hell I
And anyway, the link is down in the chat. So if you guys wanted to come up, you got a little while longer before.
But they won't. See, what I found is these are the same people that just talk. It's easy to talk behind something and say it. But when you say, look, prove me wrong. See, I'm not like Anton. Even when you show him the receipts in his face, he won't admit wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. Hey, I might be wrong. I don't know everything. I only know 99.97% of things. But there's still that 0.3% I may not know. And I'm fine to admit that. Or I'm fine to learn on it. But we got keyboard warriors. So I'm going to give them 2 more minutes. And if not, I'm going to finish my drink. I'm going to have a cigar. I don't light the fire because it's still 61 degrees out here. And I'm going to enjoy me a cigar and do some things by the fire.
Is there a fight or anything on? What is it, Saturday night there?
Yeah,
Sunday
Saturday
here.
night.
Yeah. Can't find this video.
Well, brother, if you're seeing things your way and you want to defend it, we're giving you the opportunity to defend your point. Don't just talk behind the screen. See, that's when it becomes weak. We're saying, hey, we could be wrong. Prove us wrong. What did I say that was incorrect? If you can't come up, you just type it, and that becomes nonsense. That becomes a waste of time, man. But we do appreciate you watching the show. Thank you for the views. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification button.
Just like Anton will tell you, hit that Patreon.
Hold up. Why is it okay that I see things my way? Anton sees things his way. There's a person on our show as part of the Lion's Den that not only had a stepson, he also got married to a woman with a child. His belief is, I don't have a problem marrying someone who has a child. Anton believes, don't be a stepfather. So everybody sees it their way. He can justify his point. Anton can justify his point, and they can see it different. Everybody who has a point can justify it. So it's not about being a YouTuber or anything like that. You back it up with your fact. And that's what we're saying. You back it up with your factual evidence. And a lot of things that Anton said, it was not backed up with factual evidence. It was backed up with hyperboles. Could have been. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to show you everything in the great light. Yeah, I compared it to I'm going to tell you why. No, that wasn't wrong. I compared his Patreon to Jay Rillo. Why? You send Jay Rillo money, and then you watch what Jay Rillo does with your money. He goes overseas. Fucking connection. If you add it up, he makes about, say, $100,000 a month. I don't know, whatever it is. $15 times whatever people.
You pay for the Patreon. You're paying for him to say he's financially secure. He did not make the money. It wasn't a business. It was you supporting him. And he took your money and invested it in what he did. That's not becoming rich. That's just taking what you gave me. I tell you what, send me some money. Go ahead. I don't got no Patreon. I got Cash App. Send me the Cash App and let me do it. And then that's the same way. If you feel that that's all right, I'll take my money and I'll buy me a drink. And then I'll tell you how great this drink is. And then we'll talk about it. What's the difference? It's like talking crazy.
And I'm back.
Yeah, big YouTubers are on Patreon. Yeah, I guess. You know why they on Patreon? So you can pay them every month.
Exactly. I mean, but what are you really paying for on these Patreon channels besides early access to stuff that you're going to either get to see or not get to see?
Let me break. I don't think this guy.
I'm not
wrong with his Patreon. Let me say this. I am not upset that he has a Patreon. Not at all. If he is giving you great information on his Patreon, great. If he's saying, hey, let me show you my receipts, let me show you this. This is your benefit from being in my Patreon. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're telling me you're a millionaire, and I say, well, how did you make your millions? You can't show me.
Give me a straight answer.
But you made millions from your Patreon. Like you said, people make millions from your Patreon. That's not the same as making millions from a business. Like there are some people that say I'm a millionaire, buy my course. And I say, well, how did you make your millions? And they selling you a real estate course. They didn't make money from real estate. They made money from the course. That's different. You never had a skin in the game where you actually made the business, made your real estate, bought and sold, went through titles, went through all of that, built the house. You didn't do that. You're telling me, buy my course so I can tell you how to become successful. But the only reason you're successful is because you bought the course. You understand? I don't know if I'm talking over y'all.
Yeah, you're talking right.
So it's nothing wrong with the Patreon. But if you're telling me you're a millionaire outside of the Patreon and I say, how did you get it? And you say, I can't tell you, that's private, that's this. But you made millions from the Patreon. All it did was show me that you made money from Patreon. Okay. What's that mean? You made money from not a business. So you can't tell me how to be a businessman. You can tell me how to be a Patreon person. You can't tell me how to be and we can see that the businesses that you had or that you had
even if he told you everything that he did to make his money on YouTube, you and him are not the same. He said polarizing things that maybe you're not going to be willing to do. So subjected to your morals or whatever, your ethics, however you live your life, you might not be subject to go and do the same thing that he did in order to make his money off of YouTube.
Correct.
Y'all can't all be in the same niche.
Sir, we did ask how he made his money. And Ronan just showed you. I don't know if you want to play that gap. Maybe I'll summarize. Anton went to community college, came out of community college. He got a job with the University of Michigan. At the University of Michigan, of which I just showed you guys, his salary was $58,000 a year. If you make $58,000 a year, I don't care if they matching everything you put in, dollar for dollar. That means you can't take home a salary. That means at a $58,000, you ain't got paid no tax. You spent $60,000, you gave it to them, and then they matched it. You only worked there for 3 years. If they matched it, you still only at 60, 120, 180. If you double that, that puts you at 360,000. That means you paid no tax, you ain't had no bills. You are still not a millionaire. Can you what you do if they matched you? If you doubled your money, you are not a millionaire. What he said was he had a software company of which he can't tell you anything about. How did he make his money? From YouTube. He faked it until he made it. And there's when you had 1 million subs and you putting out as much material as you had, even the lead attorney said, he said, man, the lead attorney said, I make more money doing this YouTube than I did as a lawyer. Oh, yeah. Brother, it's the YouTube hustle. And I had, look, maybe y'all, Ronan, am I asking this right? Am I saying it? I have no problem with his YouTube hustle.
No.
I have no problem with he doing that. But don't tell me you got the YouTube hustle, but you lying to me about how you made the money. You just hustling me. And if y'all like to be hustled, that's fine. Y'all can be hustled. We're just trying to tell you that's not how he did it. Just like, I guess y'all believe he got hoes. He got them 5 hoes. He got hoes everywhere. That if Anton is who he is, how he said he was, walking around in a hot dog costume, he got hoes. When he couldn't pay somebody to give him a hug. Look, he was telling people, I will pay you $1 for a hug. Not to pay me $1. And he still couldn't get nobody to give him a hug when he was paying them. You gonna tell me that guy who was willing to pay somebody else from a hug got hoes when he was in high school, got all these hoes? I asked him, software company of which nobody knows what it is.
There is no licensed LLC in the state of Georgia.
I made money doing
or a software company in his name.
application.
The only LLC that's out there on a national level. No, let me say this. The only nationalized or LLC that's out there for Anton's name as far as a business owner or partner in any business was the Soul Food Kitchen that he named. Even though he referenced it as being in Michigan, which there is a location in Michigan, the LLC was registered in the state of Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland, to be precise, my hometown.
Oh, let me see if I can do this. So let me see. I don't think I can. I don't know if I got it in this domain. I might not have it on this computer where I can do it. Let me see. I don't know if I can sign in because it's on my work computer. Let me see if I can.
LinkedIn. If you're looking at LinkedIn, I can pull that up real quick.
So give me a second. 48. I got so many controls on here.
By the way, if you want to know about me, you can click on my LinkedIn. I don't hide my shit. So my LinkedIn is right in my fucking chat. You can pull up all my work history. The only thing I left out was when I worked in the medical industry because it just didn't match up to everything else I had on there. Everything else is technology, sales based.
All right. Let me. Can I share something real quick? I don't know if I can do it while I'm on here. I'm gonna see. And this is public. I don't care. But I know my wife get mad when I share this. This don't matter because I this don't do nothing. Let me see. I don't know if you're better here.
Your project you did.
Well, Hackathon 2025. I am Queenie. How may I help you?
Let me see. So I'll ask her a question. Let's see. When maybe I can do it in Spanish. I don't know if she'll do it. ¿Cuándo es la 2025 hackathon?
She looking at you like, what the fuck?
It's still talking. My microphone. It ain't on.
Yeah, she ain't hearing you.
Un momento, por favor.
Did you type in Spanish or did she
El
just hear
Toyota Hackathon tendrá lugar del lunes 27 de octubre al jueves 30 de octubre de 2025.
So the reason I say this is I created all of this. An interactive AI that I can ask any question to in any language. It'll respond back to me and tell me this. So the reason I say that is this is what I did, and I had showed Ronan, so I can talk to any language, has any database. We're going as far that what I have to do where I work at is I wouldn't say cloning people because that would be incorrect. We're taking someone, like if I talk to you, Ronan, and I would talk to you for hours and hours, right? And by talking to you from hours and hours, I could take you, put you in an avatar, have a whole database of all the knowledge that you know, so that when you retire, I have everything there. I do this for a fucking living. This is what I do. I manage a whole team that does this. I run an entire hackathon across the world that we do. That's just a project that I do. That ain't even my job. So when I asked Anton a question about the application that he did, and the response he gave me did not match up, because this is what I do. So it's like trying to ask a lawyer a law question and somebody says something, he's like, brother, that's not the law. Yeah, that's not how it works. So I was able to ask him. And when I start asking him and digging in, it's easy to go on a surface level. When you go see when somebody has worked with something, and he'll put out keywords like, oh yeah, I worked in we do I want to say Swarm, Scrum. Oh, you got to do your Scrum and this. Those are just small keywords to somebody who doesn't do it. It makes us feel like they're being smart. But somebody who is a Scrum Master, who does this, who has their CISSP, who has those certs, who is a certified AWS Solution Architect, AI, who does this for a living, when you ask the next question and the next question, and then they don't have a solution to that, or they feeding you BS, just like when I interview people, and I interview them and I ask the surface question, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, but what about this? What would you do in this situation? And then they freeze up because they easily can answer the first question. But when you dig in, and that's what I did. When you say, did I talk to him? Yes. And when I asked those questions and the answers that I got back, when I'm in an interview and I'm interviewing somebody and I see that they bullshit me because they don't really know the answer, that's what it led to. I'm like, he doesn't really know this. But that was not the purpose of my call. So I learned a long time ago, I'm not going to press it. So I'll tell you this story a long time ago. And this is why I didn't press it.
Responded to the viral clip of him pushing Christina.
You're playing in the background. Hold on a second. This is why I did it.
I'm trying to pause it.
Yeah.
This
is why I did not even press Anton on. When I was younger, me and my boy was talking to these chicks. This chick we went over to this chick's house, and the chick was like, oh, I mess with this football player. And I knew the football players if they playing on Sunday and they got an away game, they leaving out on a Friday. So this was, I don't even know what day it was, but this chick was like, yeah, I was with, it wasn't him, I'll just say his name. I was with Chad Johnson on Saturday. Like, Saturday? How could you with Chad Johnson? Because he starts and he gone. So they leave on Friday because they leave on Friday to get there Saturday so they can pregame so they can be there Sunday. So I started questioning her. I was like, chick, you wasn't with no Chad Johnson on Saturday. My boy hit. He like, you wasn't with him because they do this, and he, I wasn't listening to him, but I should have listened to him.
You one of those dudes, you don't catch a hint real fast, huh?
I didn't catch the hint. I didn't catch the hint. And my boy was telling me, I don't care if this chick is lying. We're not here to test them if they lie. We're just here to hit some skins. Let her lie all she wants. What ended up happening, that girl got mad at me and we had to leave. She's like, but you don't believe me? And then we ended up left and we didn't hit because I messed it up because I was trying to prove her as a liar. I say all that to say this. And my wife was in there when I was doing one of the coaching calls. When I was talking to Anton and I asked those next questions and I found out he was lying about it, I had a choice. I said, am I going to press him for an hour to just know that he's lying when I already know that he's lying? That's not the purpose of my call. My purpose of my call to do something else. So I got you. You don't know that? Good. Let's talk about something else you do know. And that was the purpose of my call. So did I ask him that? Yes. And I understood by the levels that he talked that he wasn't talking correctly. He was only talking on the surface because that's all he could talk, because that's all he knew. And I was fine with that because my purpose of my call was to find out the efficiency of YouTube. I didn't care if he didn't know anything about software development. I do that. I don't care what he knew.
I wanted to know specifically, how can I become more efficient in this YouTube area? Because that's what he did great. That's what we can talk about. Just like the chick, I wasn't going to mess up my time and spend all my time arguing and trying to prove him wrong on software development and this.
And I think really your angle went into how he was structuring the YouTube channel and how he was in production more so than, any other type of thing. Wasn't that kind of like the angle you were looking at from him?
I wanted to know how he set up, how he was able to be online and set up his I want to know his method. It's almost like Ford didn't build the car. Henry Ford did not build the car. He made it more efficient through assembly line.
Mm-hmm.
Anton Daniels didn't create like YouTube. He made it very efficient. And that's what I was interested in.
And he picked up certain things from Pearly, just Pearly things too.
Yes. And Paul Miller, you are correct. Napoleon Hill was a broke dude who made money off his book, and he was already proved to be a liar. I know he said he met with people, but that has proved he was a scam artist. But even though he was a scam artist, his book Think and Grow Rich, I read it and think it's nice. But he made money off the book. He didn't make money off of anything else. Same with Anton. Anton was efficient. And here's what I can say. This ain't even all hating on Anton. I think I had an hour consultation with him, and we went maybe an hour and 45 minutes, and he didn't stop. The reason the conversation stopped is because I didn't have any more questions to ask. Every question I asked when it pertained to the YouTube and things like that, he answered. I can't take anything away from him. Here's a software I use. Here's how I set up my templates. Here's how I'm able to go. And I've even told it to Ronan. I said, look, he goes 2 hours in the morning show. He's smart. He don't read no cash apps. He don't read no chats. He goes 15 minutes or 13 minutes or whatever it is, 10 minutes on the subject, stops that subject. He reads his cash apps, next subject. The reason he does that is when he cuts it up, he cuts up that story. By the time he finishes that show, he already has 4 stories, including the Millionaire Morning Show that he puts out. Then he cuts that up into another. And then what he'll do is smart. He'll say, I can't talk about this subject on this particular show, but I'm going to go into it on my live show tonight on the Anton Daniels or the Room 9 or whatever it is. And he'll set you up for the following show. And so in one day, I counted, I was like, this brother did 20 videos in a day. To me, that is efficiency. I can learn from that. That's what I was there. But you can't tell me you made some money doing a software development when I ask you a question about it and you have no idea how it got there. That was my only issue. Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Just tell me this is how I got it. And here's a great thing. The one thing about money really isn't even getting it. It's keeping it.
Mm-hmm.
It's keeping it. Because a lot of people make money and don't know how to keep it. So if he said, look, it doesn't matter who, look, people win the lottery all the time and are filing bankruptcy in 5 years. There are dudes who go to the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball that they say 5 years after the league is off, they are broke. So it's not about making the money. It's how you keep it. If he can teach you how to keep it, he can say, look, I got money from my dad. He died, he did this. Great. How do I keep the money? How do I reinvest it to make it? If he's teaching that and he's saying this is the method, hey, brother, show me your method of how you keeping your money. That's a great task. But don't try to lie to me and say you made money this way. And that's not the truth. Because then you really start to diminish everything after that. And you start to make other people believe that what you're saying is not actually correct. You don't have to lie about it.
It gets into a credibility thing.
Correct.
That's the biggest thing we try to make sure that we maintain, even in the shows that we do, is our credibility and our lived and learned experiences. We try to stay within a certain core pillar of conversations based on our lived and learned experience. Mm-hmm. You know, when you start to outreach or overstretch your boundaries on what you're doing and trying to exaggerate certain things, the consistency drops off and it starts to become an inconsistency. And then if you ever heard of this phrase that you can only tell a lie so long before the truth comes out, you can only keep on replicating a lie before too many people start scratching at that lie. And you got multiple channels out there right now that have disintegrated Anton.
Yeah.
That's why I said I don't need to pull any dirt on him. It's already out there. I'm not going to go and do that on this channel. It was about looking at the claims and showing some of the receipts on how could that be. And that's all we were going to do. We weren't going in there. If you listen to the first entry point of this show, it was not about trying to call any one particular thing out. It was about looking at the claims and discrediting or showing where the claims could be faulty, or if there's some holes there to where it's not as believable. That's all we're trying to do. Is not we're trying to make him sound, hey, get your money however you get it, but just be honest about it. I don't like scammers. I don't like liars. I don't need to lie about where I got my money, how I got my money, how much I left on the table, and I don't give a fuck about that at this point in my life. The fact that I'm still here and my older brother is dead, my father is dead, and everybody else. You start understanding that every day you wake up is a fucking blessing. It's not about the money. It's not about street cred. It's not about any of that shit. But you don't know that when you're young. You think that's the driving force of your life. It's not.
And guys,
but you won't until later.
Correct. And no matter what you do, even to the other people, get to a point where you say, what would make you happy? At what point, what would make you happy? If it was 100,000, if it was 200,000, if it was whatever. Because I'm going to tell you, as a person who had things when I was young that I was able to buy, those things are only as good as the next person you can show. After that,
and you probably still don't even have those same things because your interest changed.
Yeah.
You spend all that money on shit that you're not even interested in.
I gave all that up. I was like, man, I was dangerous on the motorcycle. I mean, I was rolling too fast. I said, I don't need it. Don't. I had the convertible.
I like my legs more than I like a motorcycle. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I had my convertible, and this is what I found out. A convertible driving with the top down, when it's 103 degrees outside, and you bald on the head, it just don't go together. It just don't work. Your head is not made. My head is not made for that. And so I couldn't enjoy what I thought I would enjoy. I was like, I don't even enjoy it. I don't enjoy this convertible. This is like not fun to me because I can't drive it. I can only drive it in the early mornings and late at night when the sun is down. So there comes a point where you say the material things don't mean anything for you. You can't drive every car you have at the same time. And then what is it? When I say reach your number, when you reach that number, what does that mean to you? My thing was I want to be able to travel. I want to see the world. I'm going to let you know, the best travel that I had wasn't when I had money. It was when I was broke. Man, me and that dude I was just telling you about, we drove from Columbus to Indianapolis for the it's called the Circle City Classic. Broke. And we was broke. We snuck into the look, we jumped the fence in the back to jump into the concert to watch P-Funk. What's the name? We was doing the craziest stuff. We was stealing hot dogs to eat. The brokest people, and we had fun. That was one of the most memorable things we had with no money. It was us riding in the car, jumping the fence to see a concert, to do this. That was fun. Those are the things that you enjoy. And the older that I have gotten, I've seen money come and go. But what I could not, and you know what? I know what I'm buying. I'm buying memories, man. That's what I'm buying memories.
That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Once you realize that, that's all it really is. You're buying memories or having access to memories. My biggest thing now, even with the lady that I'm dealing with right now, is I would be more living vicariously through her because I know how much she would appreciate certain things that we're going to be doing than me doing it because I've already done it all. So then life starts to become regular. Now you're living vicariously through other people's experience and excitement and appreciation of being able to do those things. And you're kind of like happy that you were able to be there to witness it more so.
Oh, man.
because you already experienced it.
Yeah.
And then like you with your daughter, just to re-experience all that again, now that you're in a place that it's not about the money, it's now you can enjoy your quality time with your daughter. Those are the things that are really important. The money gives you access and peace to be able to do those things, but it's not the end all to be all. If you're earning all this money, and like we tell a lot of people, and especially me in the insurance business, so many people work the rest of their lives. They'll work hard, so hard, and they won't spend a portion of all the wealth they've amassed. It goes to the next person. It goes to ex-wife. It goes to the kids. They don't appreciate it. They blow it. So you worked all your life for somebody else to have an opportunity to all this money. You didn't get to enjoy your life, but yet and still they'll go and blow the money you took all your life to build in a matter of years. When do you get to equal out what's important to you beside for fucking money? And I used to ask
man.
Ask Anton that question. I used to ask my client. Well, what is your fucking number? What is that number?
No, not all this. This is the. I did not ask him this question, but I would. You got 6 cars. You work 18 hours a day. When do you drive them? When did you traveling? When do you get a chance to drive your cars? You know, when do your wife doesn't cook, because I've seen him on there where it's like he's getting Uber Eats and all of that.
Uber
When do you
Eats
get
or
a chance
whatever.
to enjoy a good home cooked meal at your home instead of eating on the run? You know, when do you get a chance to?
That's why you're 5'7" at 218 pounds, because you're eating out a lot and not having any home cooked healthy meals.
What did I tell you? I said my New Year's resolution was.
We're all dropping weight. I'm dropping weight.
Remember, I said my New Year's resolution is to at least 5 times out the week read a bedtime story from my doctor.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You did say that.
That's what's important to me.
Yeah.
You know, and she knows. She go pick the book out. She do that, and she get mad when I only do 1 book or 2. But that's my enjoyment. So, what has life afforded you? And so that's all I want you guys to think. Don't look at Anton or look at Anton from the first video we played to say, brother, when was enough? What are you willing to sacrifice? Look, he said when the gentleman said, oh, I would sell my soul for 100 million. And Anton says, that's crazy. I would never sell my soul for money. Don't mean that.
Basically, indirectly, I'm going to say it like it is. I'm going to say it as harsh as it is. He said, fuck my wife, fuck my daughter, fuck my anything other than what I wanted to do. I'm a machine. I don't feel the same way most people do. He basically said that.
And if y'all didn't get that, we played that in the beginning. I don't think I need to rehash it. Please go back and watch it, and you'll see it. And that was when that was my breaking point, where I said, man, I don't want to be to the point where those things happen. Maybe, and even in the thing,
you just have different morals and ethics at that point. It comes down to your belief structure. You claim to be a Christian man. You claim to understand that these are different values that you should be instilling in your daughter, but yet and still you flipped the script and went from ethical to money-driven worldly goals. But yet and still you're wanting people to follow you under the premise that you're a Christian, godly man that's faithful to your wife, even though you're saying certain things online that implies for cred that you have 5 bad bitches everywhere you go. That's supposed to make your wife and daughter feel good, but you're worried about somebody else calling them ugly in one respect, but you're treating them like they're ugly because you don't put them out there, 1, and 2, you're talking down about them because you're saying nobody really respects dark-skinned people.
Man, we can't set up that debate, brother. I would lose that debate. And the reason I would lose that debate is
he wouldn't come on anybody else's platform but his own, and then he won't answer a question legitimately. He'll avoid. He is the master of deflection, beside for the other brother we know. Talk Live TV.
And when somebody doesn't have that line, it's very difficult to even do it. They don't have there's no when there's no moral value.
Right.
Then there's you look, I've said this before and I'll say it again, and I'll end with this. I said my name is Fearless. And somebody said, what do you fear? It used to be nothing. But I fear the dude who ain't got nothing to lose. That's who I fear. Because the guy who ain't got nothing to lose will take everything away from you. Because he don't care. I know guys that have dated chicks who have nothing to lose. The reason that a married man cheats with a married woman is because she got just as much to lose as him. That woman who ain't got nothing, who ain't got no money, who ain't got no time, she will blow your spot up. She'll say everything because what does it mean to her? She ain't got nothing to lose. And so the only person I fear, because I have a family, I got a daughter, I got this, I have something to lose now. And so when you did, and that's why in the streets, when I was young, dumb, and full of cum, I was one of those dudes who'd be like, I ain't got nothing to lose. So when there's a person who doesn't have a moral compass, who says, I will do anything to get to a certain spot, I'll watch my wife die of chemo, and I'm still gonna make that money. There's nothing. We debate him and say what aren't you willing to do? And I all day I could say, man, like I did when I was on the show. Well, man, what if your dad had cancer? Would you be there? I mean, does money mean that important? I'm on my grind. I'm a machine. I love my dad when he was alive. F him when he dead. Well, the way he said it, if I played the full context, was with the kid was, why I need to go to their school thing anyway? I mean, what you gonna do? You ain't doing that. It was like, why go there and support them because I can't? Yeah, that's very difficult to debate.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at a news brief that just came across my desk. It said that this software program on an accident just transferred 44 billion in Bitcoin to random users. God damn it. Why can't I be one of those?
If y'all don't see me for a few days, I'm gonna tell you how I got rich. I'm gonna have this story. Look, I'm gonna let y'all know now.
There's gonna be a lot of people coming up right now, man. 44 billion in Bitcoin just went to random people.
I'm gonna let y'all know this right
there.
now. I developed a software company. I just showed y'all, and so when I come out and I'm gonna show you how to make money, and y'all be like, "How you made that money?"
If I got money in my vacant ass crypto wallet, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all that now, so y'all know when we come back and y'all say, "How did you become rich?" And I got all this Bitcoin. Y'all gonna see how. If Anton can do it, I can do it too. Why not?
Right. You know what? Before we go, I'm gonna just play these last two videos, and you guys tell me over the course of today, did he own up to what he said 3 years ago?
I do it for a greater purpose. You know what I'm saying? I know that in order for me to be able to tell other people that they got to move a certain type of way, or to give them the blueprint on how it is that they can be successfully married, I have to be a reflection of the thing that I advocate for. So it's different from me. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't mean that I don't love beautiful women around me. It don't mean that I'm not going to that I don't check out chicks or whatever, so on and so forth or whatever. I just don't believe that A, they not worth my time. B, they ain't even close to the quality of the woman that I have. C, I also want to be the man that I would love for my daughter to marry. And then D, I have a higher expectation on my life, and I esteem myself greater than what normal people would esteem themselves. So I just hold myself to a higher standard than other people do.
That's one. And then this is the close. This is closer right here.
The point that I'm making is this, and they say it all the time, and it is absolutely true. The character of a man is tested when he gets resources. The character of a man is tested when he has everything, right? So even if it was true what you said, let's say I never could get a girl that had a pocket protector in my pocket and the whole 9 yards. And I'm cool with that, right? Because I don't think it's a badge of honor to sleep with a whole lot of women. I think the badge of honor is to have a level of big discipline and to realize their value as a man. But let's just say hypothetically that that's true and I had a pocket protector, right? Then that would mean that once I started getting resources and attention, that would mean that I would start to break out and it would start to be a different story, because that's not what I'm used to, right? So how am I able to maintain a level of character and stability, and how come my chick don't worry about me?
She does.
Bruiser.
Because you never switched up.
So he
Yes, he
remained
did.
consistent. Plus, he got once you, like you said, when you had a
No, he
resources,
did.
you got a lot to lose. So that's when you really
Exactly.
There's dudes that fumble every single day.
He vowed.
And you did.
Let me play something real quick since we doing this, and I want y'all. You know, I love that y'all watching this show. We're going indoors soon, but I want y'all to go over when you do this. I wish I had the original clip. He's clipping it up a little bit, and I don't think he plays it
Another
on.
content creators
Let me see.
video, and I'm just missing a lot of it. He said about your kids being on a T-shirt. I didn't even.
So now, let me give you a little bit of background. You know what happened with Corey Holcomb. You know that Corey Holcomb said something about Anton's daughter, called her ugly, called her those things, and Anton was butthurt about it. But y'all didn't hear when Anton was on his show what he said about this woman's daughter, talking about her kid's gonna be on a T-shirt that she ain't stuff. I think he only plays a small clip of it because he's going in and out of it. But I just want you to hear how he talked about somebody else's kids.
hear none of that part. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, and up here crying, talking about somebody said something about his daughter, and this is what he do on a regular. It's crazy.
The video that we're going over, I can send it to your email, Keisha, just so you can have the whole thing.
Yeah, but a lot of people they would be saying in my chat, you know, he always talking about people kids. A lot of people was like, hey, you do it, you can't cry now.
Yeah, and I also want to give a special shout out to Aunt T and Baller X for you know,
let me see if I can speed
actually furnishing this. That's where you got it from, right, Tyranny?
Anthony got it for me from Baller X. So
yeah,
he
I want to give a special shout out to Baller X and Aunt T as well. Shout out to those content creators. Make sure y'all check them out and subscribe to their channels, man. Here we go.
For the black community and didn't even have her kid by a black man. First, secondly, she looked like a real roach in real life. Like this chick, seriously, bro. She looks like listen, bro. That chick couldn't give me head for free. She couldn't pay me. Is no way, is no way that I would ever let a chick that ain't even got a headboard ever give me head. Real talk. Like I wouldn't even.
She don't have no headboards, so how can she give her head?
I want to, instead of focusing on Anton right here.
Y'all hear how he talking crazy? I mean, and what he said about this girl was just off the chain ridiculous, man. I wonder if I can just go to, I don't know what they said on these parts. I'm just trying to get to a part before we bail out.
I don't know what goes on in their bedroom, so don't insert yourself. That is his woman. You know, I've asked that, and most people say, no, that's not his side woman. That's just his co-host. I don't know.
Wait, that's about Darlene?
Yeah, Gray Fox isn't insinuating that's his side woman. Maybe people are insinuating. I don't know. I can speak on that. But let's get back to it. So fast forward to when Anton actually said this video coming about Timmy's kid. All right, fast forward, we're going through the video. Here we go.
Fortunately, I also think that her kids is gonna be trash.
Let me take it back.
I pause there. Hear what he just said? He don't want nobody talking about his kids. Listen to what he just said about this woman's kids.
A little bit. Here we go.
Quite possibly the poster child for a sober doesn't deserve to be in the same room as royalty.
Okay.
She doesn't deserve to be in the same room as royalty.
He called himself royalty. That's crazy.
Baby.
That's cool. Hold on for a second.
Why keep putting her next to me?
He called
my little.
He called himself royalty. That is
my little whore pony. Give me a second. The thing about it is that this chick is the poster child for an oxymoron. She is literally the person that we should have. Have y'all ever seen The Prince of Egypt in the beginning where they did the illustration of how they was throwing the kids?
Hold up, pause this.
Yeah.
Jay sitting up there right next to Anton, dark as hell, with a head wrap on, sitting there laughing at what Anton's saying about the other woman, and she's sitting there looking as crazy as hell, sitting next to him.
Hey.
Listen, not only is she trash, not only is her pussy trash,
damn, but
unfortunately, I also think that her kids is gonna be trash.
That's crazy. But
So
you got a problem.
Now remember, this is the dude who was so butthurt about somebody talking about his kids. So when when we say this, y'all saying, "Oh, we jealous, we this." No, we point out the hypocrisy that he can get on his high horse and say, "Man, you talked about my kid. My kids got to go through therapy now. My kids, I got to take her out of school. She got to do this." But this the same dude who y'all sending this Patreon money to, who went on here and talked about this black. Remember the black queens, snow bunnies never, black queens forever. You know, you can't talk about a dark-skinned woman. You can't talk about your black women, but he the one who on here doing this. And y'all say that's cool. All we doing is pointing out the hypocrisy, man. This dude just went on there and just said, you trash. Your poo nanny trash. Your kids is trash. They're going to end up on a t-shirt. Why need to debate with him, man? No morals. Hypocrite. I don't know what they're talking about here. I can play and see if I can go to another part.
I think a lot of people missed before he said he thinks your kids are going to be trash. He also said your kids were unworthy of being born.
Damn.
He said that.
You hear that? You hear what Anton said? Anton, the same dude who was so butthurt about somebody talking about his black queen and kid, he just told this lady your kids was unworthy of being born. And this the dude you admire. Woo. In the words of O'Shea Du Jackson. Woo!
Did y'all miss that? Did y'all catch that?
I didn't hear that part.
You didn't hear it? You missed it. He said we need more tyranny and we have more tyranny. Let's go.
No captivity.
Okay, so we know, because a lot of people miss that. We know Anton said what he said. Right?
The Prince of Egypt in the beginning where he did the illustration of how he was pulling kids off. That was unworthy of even being born. Yo, listen.
So let's stack that on to what Anton is about to say, because a lot of people miss that. We got to stack that on. Unworthy of being born and what he's about to say right here. Here we go.
Not only is she trash, not only is her pussy trash.
First of all, why is he speaking on body parts that he don't even have no idea about? That
no captivity.
Because he wish.
That's crazy. Here we go.
But that was unworthy of even being born. Yo, listen. Not only is she trash, not only is her pussy trash, but unfortunately, I also think that her kids is going to be trash. We know that your children is going to either be stealing hubcaps when they grow up.
I can end on that, man. I can end on that.
Yeah,
a Christian dude who don't want nobody to talk about his kids, and you should not, and I repeat, you should not be bringing somebody's kids into a debate. I didn't say that. I'm sure that's what Anton said. You don't bring somebody's kids into a debate. They innocent. What about her kids? Does her kids got to go to therapy? Do her kids, got to be taken out of school? What about her kids? What about their future? See, people, and my one man that was watching this, we just call out the hypocrisy, man. Just call out the hypocrisy.
Believe me, I could have pulled out a whole bunch of old videos where he was talking all this, salt of the earth, holier than thou. I'm holding men accountable for them saying some fucked up shit. I could have went there with it, but I didn't want to sit there and pull all this film down. It's there. You just got to look. All of it is there.
And you just believe what he said. My only thing is, man, is all the stuff that he talked about somebody talking about his daughter. This dude just said, your daughter. See, the 817. See, there's things you don't know. There's things you don't know when you listen to somebody and you don't know how they talk to somebody else. See, you listening and think you listening, but you don't really know. This is how he talked to somebody, this young woman. Your kid should have never been born. You can't even suck my penis. What the hell kind of man says this? Remember, he's supposed to be love black women. Oh, y'all hate me because I love black women because I'm dark skinned. This the same dude that's saying this to a black woman who's saying you can't suck on me. Your kids is trash. They gonna grow up stealing hubcaps. They should have never been born. But when he get on there and say Corey Holcomb said that's about me. Oh, wait, Corey, you won, man. You won. Time out. My daughter. This just happened.
All that is
at 6 in the morning, but I had to take her out of school. I had to take her out of school. We couldn't go to school with her. She living like this. We're supposed to feel sorry for you. And there was people online that felt sorry for Anton. What Corey Holcomb did was wrong. He should have never said that. But y'all not calling this dude out for this? I'm sorry. Let me use my other finger because look, I'm pointing at you, brother. Y'all not calling him out for this? That's crazy. And this is the dude that y'all say that y'all worship and y'all go. Let me see. I'm just trying to see if there's another part of it.
Hold up, I got one for you.
Go ahead.
This is about 6 years ago where he claims he had a 6-figure job.
Is this when he in the house with the old bed and the cables from the TV?
Hold on. No. This is him saying why job. Literally. I'm like, what? You quit a 6-figure job? Where?
First time visitors, what's going on? It's Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Again, well, it's a possibility because if I just fail miserably at life, I'm guessing I can always come back here or get another job. So there is always this small, slim possibility and chance, but effectively, this will be no more after this week. So I submitted my 2-week notice the beginning of last week, and Friday of this week, considering that it's Monday today, will be my last day. So it's bittersweet. I've been here between 4 and 5 years, and my corporate job, I'm well into 6 figures. I'll just put it like that. So it's not like it's just like super easy to walk away. It's a very, very, very difficult decision that I've been wrestling with for quite some time. But I always say that life isn't about stuff. It's about experiences, and money isn't everything. Look at everybody working down there.
Money ain't everything.
It's about experiences, though. About experiences. Like I said, all y'all have to do is go to his channel. He don't hide it, but he hides it. Go back to his latest videos on his channel and start listening to his rhetoric then, and look at what he's doing now. And everything he promised he was not going to do and hold people accountable for, he's doing in your faces. So he's playing in y'all's faces, because I don't follow the man like that. He's playing in y'all's faces and then lying to the rest of the world. And every time we catch on to something like that, we're going to say, don't believe it.
Since the A7IN, this is what Anton says. He doesn't run in the Victim Olympics. But man, when he got off the Corey Holcomb show, he spent a whole week talking trash. Talking. In the moment Corey Holcomb said something back, he was mad, bad, in his feelings. And all Corey Holcomb said was the same thing that Anton been saying to everybody else. Anton played in the Victim Olympics and won. He the person who threw hands, he threw rocks at people and then tried to hide his hands. Like, I don't do that. Why would you talk about somebody's eye? That's just low. Come on, man. We just call out the hypocrisy. That's all. But that, I'm done, man. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Like I said, this probably be one of the last times we talk about it, unless he does something extreme. I mean, we were pretty much done. We're just gonna do a little update on all the
stories. I might talk about something, because what he'll do, if you notice, I wish I could. I just didn't have the time. I'm gonna talk about 2 things real quick. Anton will never admit that he's wrong.
Right. No
When
accountability.
Venezuela happened, he's like, oh man, that was about drugs. It was all about drugs. He brought Myron onto his show. And Myron was like, this ain't had nothing to do with drugs. He laid out a whole scheme. And everybody in Anton's comment was like, you don't know, man, it was drugs. We can't let drugs into the country. And Anton's like, oh, two things can't be right at once. It's drugs. And I'm like, brother, you don't know politics. You just going by whatever somebody told you. And when somebody came with the real facts, almost like I did, he was quiet, couldn't say nothing. That's one. Number two, I might talk about him because I've heard everything. I've seen stories with his Epstein. He talking about Bill Gates. He talking about Elon Musk, all the Epstein. But he ain't never mentioned Trump. He never said anything about Trump being in the file. He didn't never mention about Trump and Obama's been the monkeys.
Yeah.
He didn't really mention that. So sometimes I want y'all to understand, it's not the stories that you talk about. Sometimes it's the stories that you choose not to talk about.
Facts.
That's what shows what you are. Because he's never mentioned, he'll talk about everybody else that's in Epstein files, but answering Trump. He still say, and I put in the comments, is Venezuela still about oil? Because that's what you harped on. I didn't see that one. I didn't see him criticizing Trump for the monkey. I look for it. I didn't see it. If he did, he did. I didn't see it. But here's what he will do. He'll say, it's wrong, but I justify it. I haven't watched it, but I bet it was a staffer. Somebody's staffer. Nobody's held accountable. That staffer ain't getting fired. Who's the staffer? Who's the person that did that? It's just like Officer Tatum. Officer Tatum would defend anybody, any cop that shoots people. Even that woman who got shot, was it Massey? The woman who was in there is like, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And the cop, that woman was going to come up and do this. Officer Tatum defended the guy from Alabama. Was it Alabama or Texas A&M that was walking through the tunnel, and the police pushed him. Right. He said the guy was wrong. So no matter what.
But that's the whole thing about being polarizing. You're saying it because you want the clicks and views. Anton has been quoted and said it multiple times. After I get off this internet, I'm a whole nother person. We've talked about that. He'll say to get those clicks and views up. Matter of fact,
yes. I can admit to that.
He told Corey Holcomb after he came off his show, I'm gonna make over $1 million on you. Talking about you. I'm gonna make $1 million. I'm gonna make a bag off of you after that show. But he went on that show knowing that he was gonna do that.
Let me see. Hold up.
So some of the things he does.
Hold on. Let me do this. You're right, Juan. I just looked it up. I missed this one. I want to see what he says. Can we play this in real time? I mean, I have not seen it. I have not heard it. I'm just going by what his reaction is.
I know a lot of people, especially people on the right, they were defending it and they was trying to make sense of it. And cool, you know, I'm with that. Y'all can have y'all.
What did he just say?
He
cool with them defending him, showing Trump, Obama as a monkey? You cool with it? He's cool. All right, but I haven't heard it all. Maybe he changes. But just that part, damn, man, you cool with it? You cool with somebody portraying your people as a monkey?
Opinion, but I definitively say that this was wrong, 100%.
So what's wrong?
And if we're going to be content creators, if we are going to be journalists, because I don't consider myself a journalist, I just be in the street and I give my opinion and my perspective based off of my lived experience and what I'm observing at the time. And I will tell you that I am a huge fan of Trump, and I will continue to be a huge fan of Trump.
See, look, I told you, it don't matter what I just said. I never watched it. It don't matter. He might criticize Trump, but this is the same dude that can call your mama a Negro, and you like, I'm still fine with you, massa. You can dress whomever you. he dressed up black people as monkeys and put it on there and just said, I'm cool with it, man. I'm still with you. There gotta be a difference between the Toby and Kunta, man. There gotta be a difference at some point. And let me listen.
I do not think that he's racist. I think that he does some phenomenal things, not only for black institutions, but also he has a history prior to becoming the president of the United States of America of supporting black people. And so you're not going to convince me of that. I'm objective enough to be able to say two things can be true at the same time. He could 100% despise Obama and Michelle Obama, Barack and Michelle, and could have reposted it. He could have, and let me extend some grace. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. He could have also mistakenly reposted it, or somebody else could have reposted it.
How do you
All of these
mistakenly
different
mispost
scenarios could have been
something that
true.
looks like
At the
it's
same
racist?
time, what I understand about leadership and my minimal space that I operate in, what I understand about leadership is this,
leadership. Now I got to
is
pull up
that
the other video.
regardless of what
That's
happens, you still have to take ownership of the situation. And this is a situation where it should have just never been posted. Like, this is the danger of playing in these type of spaces, in these type of games, in which, you know, you start to cross the line a little bit. And I don't think that it hurts him personally, because he doesn't have the ability to be able to run for president because this is his second term, right? But the midterms are coming up. You know what I'm saying? And we're all.
But the one thing he said is, as a leader, you're supposed to take responsibility. At no point did Trump take responsibility.
Already in a space as Republicans. We're already in a space to where often at times, almost every time, the opposite party usually wins the midterms. Trump has done so much greatness in his first year in office. I don't want that momentum to slow. I don't want this to be a distraction from the things that's meaningful to us as voters. And so, in my opinion, I do think that apologies are in order. And I think that this is wrong. And I think that people that are glazing and their inability to be objective in this situation, for whatever reason, I think we got to keep it real.
Willie James Emmon reporting.
I can say that Trump ain't racist, but you're doing racist things. I mean, at some point,
right?
You may not be racist, but you're doing racist things, and these are the Negroes that will justify anything. He pissed on me. Nah, that was rain. I mean, man, come on. At some point, you gotta say, bruh, I don't understand. You can. I don't have words, man.
There you go. Let me play this one. We're going. Hold on. Let me get this.
No accountability, nobody fired. And here's the sad part. If I was on there and I said anything about the little hat people, oh, wait, hold on. What's the name? What's my man's name? That made the Nazi song. Kanye West. People was in a club when this music played for Kanye West playing Nazi, and they said, you the worst people. Look, they went and took Myron and all of them and said, y'all can't even come to these clubs no more. Y'all was in a club when a song played. That's the power. When your boy, Kanye, when Irvin said, hey, he tweeted and said, I listened to this documentary that said, black people were original Jews. What did they do? He got suspended from the games. He had to go apologize and pay. And nobody said nothing. But this dude can put up monkeys and call black people monkeys and apes.
Right.
Tweet it, and there's no repercussions. Not only that, Anton supports it.
Only in America. You know what I mean? Only in America. Let me play
So
this real quick.
when I say
This
something,
is a testimony. Hold up. This is a testimony of a Patreon member from Anton Daniels that just came out today. It was funny that
YouTuber No Captivity with Freezy had an interesting guest.
Shout out to O'Shea,
a
dude.
lady by the name of Fanny P. Now, Fanny P, I'm not sure if she's a YouTuber or just a person that appears on live streams, but she used to be a part of Anton Daniels' Bag Chasers Patreon. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what Bag Chasers is all about, in my honest opinion, Bag Chasers is supposed to be this financial group that Anton Daniels oversees. And you have like these particular situations you have here. The early adopters, which are sold out.
Pause it right there.
You have the
You pause that?
$15 a month exclusive access.
Got it.
Look, this is how he made his money. I'm letting you know. If he says, I think you can say he got 20,000 people in his Patreon. If
Something
you
like
do,
that,
yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do on the low end. I want to do the low end because there's people that's paying $50 a month. There's people that's paying $15 a month.
Oh, even at $9 a month at 20,000, you're talking about what?
$200,000.
$100,000 a fucking month, just in Patreon.
So he didn't make that money doing what we said he did. He made the money on the Patreon, and he's telling you I'm a money maker, which he didn't. He is the guy who's the real estate person that said I made money in real estate. That never had a house, but he's selling you the course on how to make money on real estate when he's never made money on real estate. He's become a millionaire by selling you the course. That's all. Go ahead and play O'Shea.
All right.
Access, and then you have seat at the table. So these are like mastermind sessions, Patreon only updates. And in my honest opinion, for people who really have money and really have wealth, this is not something that people who are successful typically do. They typically don't teach you how to make money because they're too busy making it. But if you don't have a lot of money and you want to pretend that you have money, then you basically sell yourself as a person who can help somebody level up. And then you're really making extra money or income off of those people based off the facade that you've built for yourself as an expert, as somebody who's a millionaire and all of this. And just because you're a YouTube millionaire, which I believe Anton Daniels is, that doesn't mean that you can help somebody else become a millionaire themselves.
He's right,
And so this was the main reason why Fanny P joined the Bag Chasers.
Dude, it was exciting. So also during this time, I was also in this 5-year relationship, right? And I was just like, and I was, he was inspiring. I wanted to, make more money, but the partner that I had at the time wasn't as motivated. He just got a little lazy, complacent, things like that. And whenever I was listening to Anton and stuff like that, I was like, dang, this is something I aspired to do. Because during the time, Anton was not like all about money. He was about like sacrifice, God, being somebody that's willing to do what's necessary right now, so you got to worry about anything later.
So she says here that, in fact, it wasn't all about wealth. He was promoting God in deferred gratifications and things like that. Now, this is something that a lot of guys do, especially in the content creation community. What they would do is they will use God to attach themselves emotionally to
YouTube channel,
future followers, future people. Because most black, especially when you use the term bag chasers, you're going to be targeting yourself towards the African American or Black American community. And shout out to No Captivity with Freeze, because Anton Daniels denounces black culture as trash, and then he uses the term or moniker bag chasers to promote his particular ideology. And then she quickly understood that things were getting different.
So I don't even think it was just he didn't have time. I think that he merged over to what was making it. It became more about money than the foundation of that he created, which is the bad chase. So that's even though he probably still believes that, but that chaser movement is not the same no more. And he knows it. Like even so that's what it is. Like it's he say about the flashy stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's with it when they make more money, but I believe that it wasn't just the flashes. He became more unrelatable. He had more money. You know, I just he just doing it, but he still claimed, and I feel like he was trying to move fast instead of trying to keep the foundation.
Now, this almost all people who become like rich on social media, or this condition, or sometimes streaming. When the money comes in, the foundation changes. At first, you're humble because you have no choice but to be humble because you don't have anything. Now you are getting money. You start fast and delineating from the initial goals that you saw. Now, happening is you, and I've been through something similar to this. When you're getting whatever you're doing, in part to know who you are, it's difficult in a spirit of humility. I think if I blew up in the United States instead of in, outside of the country when I blew up, I don't think so much different because I was kind of old once I started, this sort of success. But I was like,
I'm gonna end it there. I just wanted to. Even his bag chasers are starting to catch him. He's not really there to support them. He's there to support.
Correct. I said it. I mean, you know what? I didn't even watch that from OJ. So it's not just my opinion that's giving it. It's saying the same. You didn't make your money off of business. You made it off of telling people how to make money.
You made it off of us during the pandemic area when people were stuck in their homes. You had this extra money that you came up on, and you flossed it enough that you made us believe you were a successful businessman. But even if you go and look at his old YouTube channel, his whole YouTube channel, go back about 6 years and see what dustiness looks like. It was all of him on the dictionary. A struggling YouTuber. And it's okay, but tell the truth.
Man, this is where I came from.
You didn't get that from investment.
I got, like I said, the hardest part is not making the money, it's keeping the money. So, I think people would rather know that, but we always have to paint a picture. It's almost like what's the football player's name from Dallas, the wide receiver, Michael Irvin. When his son was like, "Yeah, I grew up in the hood." He's like, "Bro, you grew up in a 6,000 square foot home in a gated community. What hood would you?"
It's like old boy in the 8 Mile. Clarence had a very good family. Clarence went to private school, but Clarence is out there trying to rap against him. So it's all persona up until you get caught in the lie. So it's better just to go on and tell the truth. You don't have to lie about success, or you don't have to lie about a come up. Like I said, even when I talk to people about getting a trust, setting up a life insurance policy, I know we don't have legacies within our community. That's the fastest way to come up on a legacy is a life insurance payout. So I'm encouraging everybody, go get a life insurance policy. You want your family to grow, you want your family to prosper, you want your legacy, just have a life insurance policy. That's anywhere from 2 to 5 million, depending on how big of the policy you get. And I would tell you, get a term policy. Don't even worry about getting a whole life. Get a term policy, max that shit out for 30 years if you can, at a good payment, especially if you're young. And if something was to happen to you, your kids are going to have the come up. Just have it structured, put it in a trust, have it structured where they get a damn allowance up until they understand how money works themselves. Maybe they start getting an allowance at 18 until they're 20, 25. Then at 25, you give them a nice lump sum. By 30, the money is still accumulating in that policy. Pay them out the rest. By then, they've made their mistakes with their money and they know what the fuck to do with it once they're about 30 years old. It's not hard.
Brother, that's all I got to say, man. No, we went longer than we said we was going to go, but I think he struck a nerve with me. So
he struck a nerve with you. Hey, you know the brother more than I do. I know him in passing, but that's the other thing. A lot of people don't understand. This YouTube streets, especially in the Black community, ain't that big. You know somebody that knows that fucking person. Believe me. You've been on Leeds channel. You've been on fucking Anton's channel. I've been on Zoom's channel. I've been on Andre's. They all know each other. We all know each other in passing or in person. The community ain't that big.
What happens at the 30-year mark? Oh, oh no, at a certain.
At the 30-year mark, here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I'll tell you. At the 30-year mark, it will give you an option to renew, but I'm telling you, don't renew it because it's going to be some extraordinary amount. I would just say go and get it.
No. There's another one, bro.
What you talking about?
No, there's another one. There is another life insurance policy because they only go for like 30 years.
Yes, I know.
I only say it because a woman was just telling me. No, I'm saying this. As I said, well, man, you know, what if I, this from State Farm. I asked this question.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what if I live to 100?
Right.
She said, well, after 30 years, a policy they have is they will give you all of your money that you invested. So if I invested into that policy, I paid $30 a month for 30 years, and I finished the policy and I'm still alive and there's no payout, they won't renew it for another time because I'm already like 80 something years old. He said that they will give me the money that I spent into that.
They will renew it. They'll just renew it at a higher premium. You'll go back.
I just get all the money I got.
They'll renew it at a higher premium based on your age and any fucking medical issues that you might have developed. They'll renew the policy. Matter of fact, they send you extensions all the time. They'll send you, do you want to extend this policy out further? Because it looks like you're still going.
Yeah, but to say somebody, you get a term life. Your term life.
Yeah.
I just said $30 a month times 12 times 30 was only $11,000.
Yeah.
So you're paying $11,000 to hope that you get, that you're leaving it to you.
Exactly. And that's what my mentor told me to tell you. On a term policy, you're basically renting the benefit. Okay. Don't get a whole life policy because now you got to grow the benefit within the policy. Okay. A term policy, the benefit is you get a large lump sum for a small portion.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and all you want to do is
$4 or $5 million if you want, for way less than if you try to do that in a whole life.
And what you're trying to do, the term life really isn't to try to make you rich. Your term life
is to hold you over.
You don't want somebody to be on no GoFundMe, no T-shirts, no nothing.
No. You want no chicken fried car wash type of situation, right?
Have something to pay for your funeral. Have something when you pass away that your funeral is paid for. That your family doesn't have to be like, man, how are we going to do this? We got to go into debt to help somebody out. That's all it is.
Which one's crazy? HB Gun Global. Who's crazy with the AI?
That's probably you, brother. You crazy with the AI.
I know. You can hit that link too, HB.
Oh, you can hit it. I'm gonna hit myself out of here. I've been on.
Nah, I'm just messing with you. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna go ahead and end this live. We're about 3 hours and 33 minutes in. We appreciate you guys spending time with us. I know there's more than one YouTuber out there right now that's live, and we appreciate the ones that stayed in here till the end. We really do appreciate y'all coming in. Hit the like button, subscribe to both of the channels, hit the bell notification so that you know when our next live is, because I can't nail this brother down to get a consistent channel time yet. So I'm still working. He's a work in process. He's a work in progress. So, we got to kind of try to nail him down,
After this,
but yeah, give us any suggestions on shows that you'd like to hear.
Sorry about that.
Hold on 1 second. I got a driver showing up. Hold on.
Oh, well, no, go ahead and He's gonna let y'all go, brother, but he got to go to the driver.
I got a delivery coming in, man. You don't understand. This is the Philippines, bro. If you don't hear them honking, they'll drive the fuck off. They don't want to do their jobs here.
That's right.
So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and hit this button, and we're out of here.
We're out of here.